Hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's been a while since we did this one. Yeah, you've been seeing me do Rollhammer stuff like for a month now, and finally we're getting back to Beyond the Frontier, an alien RPG campaign thingy that we're doing. This is like our season 2, but it's like such a long season. It might as well be its own Oedipus sort of thing. I don't know. Nope, not Oedipus. What's the other Greek word? Opus. That's the one. Opus Magnum or Magnum Opus. You know what? I'm just gonna stop and introduce my players because again, I can word, but not today. Rodance is hiding her face.
You
Let's start
know,
with
if
you.
I mail you the shovel to keep digging with, you'll probably still be digging when it
I
arrives.
won't be able to come out of my hole to get the mail.
I'm pretty sure by that time that the shovel arrives, he'll be having his postal service delivered by intelligent ground moles.
Intelligent ground moles. Wow.
You heard
That's
it first. Intelligent ground moles.
yeah, that's that. I mean,
Don't you know, mole people, man.
mole the
Mole
Morlocks?
people. Ooh, I haven't heard about mole people in a while.
Same.
Hey, we can embrace our tinfoil hats later.
Let's see. Hold up. For those of us south of the
Pike-
Canadian border, there's a
Pike is-
lot. I'm just gonna stop right there.
Pike has been wearing tinfoil for almost the whole campaign. This one for the second season, anyways. We just walk around and we're just meeting the NPCs, and he's like, "Nope, here, hold on, let me put some tinfoil on real quick." That one right there.
All right. Well, once again, and as always, I am joined by Rodance, Kane, and Luke. Let's take a moment. We'll check in with them. It has been a few weeks, but because I want to get into this game, and I believe we ended where we were about ready to launch another scene. Let's I don't want to say keep it short, but stay on track, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. Rodance, what's new and exciting for you? You got a new phone, you said.
Well, yeah, literally, it's just I got a purple phone, like the light purple pink phone, and then I have a clear, shiny rainbow case. See? Look at I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, but it's like
It actually
iridescent
is.
and rainbow.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't ever tell, but I'm actually wearing rainbow colored earrings because I think it's cool to have the things that are rainbow colored.
You know what? The best part is you are just super stoked about all of this, and I'm loving it.
I'm also making a shawl that is also purple and pink.
Hey, those are like chaos colors. Warpy.
I may or
bits.
may not have made a Thousand Suns tag for Woldane's case that he keeps his Thousand Suns in.
That's awesome. I also did not know Woldane was Thousand Suns. That's
He isn't now, but he generally does chaos nonsense.
okay.
When
Certainly
we play physical minis, anyways.
Yeah. Luke, what do you got? What's new and exciting for you?
Let's see. Well, second semester started officially, and my professor said that I am officially a programmer. And the reason why he said that is because I hate my teammates.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically just normal stuff, like we're doing a lot of classes lately. You have one teacher who hasn't shown up for more than 3 classes now, or 4 classes in the last 3 or so weeks. And we have this particular teacher 3 times a week.
So they
So
basically showed up
Are
once
they
a
in the
once.
hospital?
Yeah.
no, they just show up intermittently, and more than not, we've done the classes online. And they still submit homework for us to do. And I know they're never going to watch this because I will hope that I will never. If they get to this point, I'll be out of college, so it'll be fine.
Wouldn't it be
If
funny
they're
if one of
catching
them
up,
subscribed right now as you were saying that?
you know what? She can hear this. So I Jedi mind tricked this teacher into giving us less homework and also redoing our exam into a practical practice. By just suggesting that maybe like, hey, what is the goal of this class? And they're like, oh, well, it's about the UI and stuff. And I'm like, oh, great. So why do we have an exam that's written with like C sharp as the main language? And they're like, oh, well, it's because of all these things. And I'm like, doesn't that sound strange to you? And they're like, okay. And then like in front of the whole class, and the class is like, what the hell is Luke doing?
Well, it sounds like you scored a victory there.
It was a victory. I felt pretty happy.
Good. I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
mean, if you're
And
going to
we
talk interface, if they did like Cascade CSS or like HTML, I would sort of understand. but
Win forms.
That
Win
sounds
forms.
horrible, and I don't know nothing about programming.
Okay,
Me
so
neither.
you know how when you get like a pop-up from like Windows,
Yeah, like, well,
that's a
ironically,
win
the first
form.
thing I think of is Clippy, but please continue.
Okay, so a pop-up is like when you have a pop-up that says like, "Hey, this happened. Would you want to accept or decline?" Like you know how Windows
Yeah,
11 does that. Like, "Hey, this is going to make a change on your computer. Do you want to accept it or decline it?"
yeah, yeah.
The first thing we learned how to do inadvertently was to spoof one of those,
Okay.
and I'm like, "How is this not illegal?" Well, whatever. And So the second thing we did was just learn how like controls work and basically just making like a pop-up workout as like subscribe button. The particular pop-up that I made was please subscribe to my totally not a scam website, and then it just asked a bunch of personal information. Um, and it's great. Um, I don't think this teacher really likes me very much at this point.
Well, all things come to an end, so that teacher only has to deal with you for so long. That's all I
One
can
semester.
say. I definitely had a. I mean, we all have had teachers that we did not enjoy, and then
Yeah,
obviously, inversely,
they have.
there's teachers that definitely do not enjoy certain students. It's just
Yes.
inevitable. There's no way around it. That's just human life. Um,
Yeah.
so
Oh
yeah,
well.
we move on.
Yeah, George, our dog, is now 6 months old and almost 20 pounds. So that's pretty nice. Really growing up.
Yeah, that sounds like some definitely growth there.
Yeah,
sounds like a nice knee high dog.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, Kane, what do you got for us, man? What's new and exciting for you?
So I know that on occasion we've gotten to where in this like in our first season for this show where like on occasion I didn't have a rival, right? And right now I don't have a rival. I'm running the Frontier War with a different group, and I've run into the opposite phenomenon. There are people who are looking at the other players around the table and they're like, fuck all your characters. I have no buddies.
Is this the one that
It,
you stream?
yeah,
Oh man, I should really check in with this. This sounds amazing.
it's it's oh, it is chaotic. Oh, it is very chaotic.
Yeah, I come in every so often. I've commented a little bit and
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad
it's a
one
good
of
one.
us is watching because I started to, but then I've been so caught up in everything else that I've got going on. And it's just like, oh, that's cool. Kate's doing it. I really should check it. And next thing you know, I'm like, I've already springboarded onto something else.
Oh,
It's chaos. It is absolute fucking chaos.
That
they
is
did
amazing.
not do the first mission as smoothly as we did.
No, no,
I
not
love
even
the
a
way
little.
I love the way you did. It wasn't just no. It was no.
Yeah, I'm looking at like if anybody's watching this show and I'm talking about my show about stuff we did last season, I hope you're here having watched Omar's first season, and if not, I'm gonna spoil the first season because we're in the second season now. But it's at the point now where like neither the Secretary of Defense or General Vaughn want this party.
Damn, they've got that bad. Wow.
So I'm trying to figure out like how am I gonna like angle them into an ending, or are they just gonna be like quietly sent to a planet to die, and that'll be their epilogue? Is they were like, okay, we're gonna get rid of these Marines, and they know a
Well,
bit,
no, no.
so
Wayland
goodbye.
Yutani is going to send them to a research facility.
Yeah,
Bodyguards, glorified
No, no.
bodyguards.
No,
no.
Experimental soldiers.
no, they just
Oh,
run them as hosts.
I was thinking the beginning of Destroyer of Worlds
I don't know that one.
when you're
I've heard a
talking about
lot
test
about it. You've seen
subjects.
it a lot, but I don't know that. I don't know the plot line for that. I know that's the
It's a one
prologue.
shot. It's the
Yeah,
prologue to the Frontier War.
yeah.
Um, it's supposed to be a one shot. It's really more of a two shot. There's a lot to it, but
Well, there's that, and there's also what is it, Chariot of the Stars or something like that. That it
Chariot,
precedes
Chariot of the
that one.
Gods.
Chariot of the Gods.
Yep.
That precedes that one,
Um,
if I'm not mistaken.
no, that one's after.
So Chariot is regardless. I know there's two or three scenarios that all take place before the Frontier War that can or that may or may not necessarily interweave with each other for the story.
There's an order to do the one shots where they sort of relate to each other in a timeline,
Right.
and the beginning of the Frontier War overlaps some of them.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, they put chest bursters in people and they went, here, take this injection. It'll totally make them not grow in your chest anymore. Congratulations, you're just a cargo box. With very mixed results.
Of course. Of course.
That's what I got. Just pure fucking chaos.
That's amazing. I'm glad it's going. I'm hoping you're enjoying it as much as they are.
I tell you what, they have really stretched the bounds of the framework of the campaign.
I mean, I kind
Oh.
of feel like, not that I want any of my player groups to do that, but I feel like most player groups definitely look for the boundaries and start pushing on them right off the bat. You don't even
Yeah.
make it in section 1, you already got somebody pushing the limits.
On the bright side, I do think there have been a couple of moments where people have been like, oh no, these are the consequences of my choices, and they fully embrace them. So,
I love those moments, even when they happen to me, except in real life. In a game, it's fine. In real life, it's traumatic.
yeah, we've had some great role play that has been that's just been like, hey, here are my consequences. I'm going to embrace them fully. So,
Well, that's good. Speaking of role-playing games, and this game in particular, I don't really remember a lot from the last episode, or more disturbingly, the last handful. What I do know is this. The last time we met, we resolved conversations and scenes from the previous session, wherein comments like, I had to watch her die, said. That story was then later explained, and a bit of a reveal as to the fate of Karen Eckhart, as relayed by Pike, to, I believe it was Hamida.
yep.
The rest of the player crew, I don't think they know the whole story. I could be wrong. Yes, Rodance?
We make a plan.
Yes, I was getting there.
Some of us are going to talk to. I actually have it written down in my notes.
Yeah, I have my notes as well.
We have a heist planned.
Oh yes, there is a heist of a crime time heist. I believe. No, wait, that's a different entity. We call him AP.
I want to just put my plot armor on.
That is hilarious. I love it. That's amazing. My plot armor. But yeah, so we had
I'm
some.
gonna jinx myself, but it's fine.
So we had some scenes. We had some role playing scenes. We had some drama scenes. We had some communication talky talks, which was all really good. Don't get me wrong. And then we have a plan where some people are going to do some things and some other people are going to do some other things. And we basically have 3 different groups. In one group, we have Pike, who miraculously gets to star in 2 groups coming up. But in this first group, well, in one of those 2 groups, he is, I believe, sitting down or communicating in some fashion with Dudge. Later, he is going to go and interact with the peasantry. It's just me calling them the people of the Illiana.
I think Pike referred to them as Gen Pop.
Yes, he did actually. So peasantry really isn't that far off. And then we have the actual time crime heist crew attempting to do some very time heisty. What in the absolute shit? Was that a fencing mask?
Yes, I'm trying to put more armor on. I don't know how to do that.
Well, you need a squire.
Ah, yes. Sorry, move on.
Yes. So, yes, we have a group. We do have a group of people that are going to go meet with Administrator Gaius for the purposes of a mission debriefing from the previous outing, as it were. But they're also going to be doing some things that are, let's say, less than legal. That's a good word to use, right? Less than legal. In effort to acquire information. Because of certain claims to the effect of, Wayland Yutani is in charge here. Oh, fuck yourselves, international effort. International cooperation, I think was what I actually going to say before the word conspiracy somehow came out. But anyway. So, with those options on the table, I recommend very strongly, because it would make sense from a flow of time sort of standpoint, that before Pike wanders off into Gen Pop, we have a brief meeting with him and Dudge.
Yeah, I
I
just
will
wanted
now
to check
hear
on.
objections, if any.
I just want to go check on Dudge.
Yeah.
See how he's doing.
Okay. Let me
See
see
if
my
there's
notes, because
anything.
I'm pretty sure I have notes in here for Dudge, and I'm on the wrong page of my notes, and now I have to find the right page again.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, Pike has decided to feel somewhat sympathetic towards Dudge. It's like he imagines that a lot of people that are out in the ass end of fucking nowhere are there to get away from something. So that seems pretty normal to him for most of the crew. But this guy in particular is avoiding the mothership for some reason, and that spells some like extra level of problem.
And that
And he
that
and he
makes
does
sense to some
he
point, because Dudge is the kind of guy that, or at least from what you've seen thus far, he is the guy that more than happy to fly the ship wherever you want to go and assist in whatever other duties he might have aboard. But the moment the ship docks with the Illiana, he disappears into his quarters and doesn't really come out except for like food and some sort of recreational bit, but he does not leave the ship, period. He stays right there on the island.
and Pike is taking this whole like number two priority of ship crew in general very importantly. So when he doesn't see Dudge fucking with priority one, so as far as he's concerned, like Dudge is still on the winning team here. Um, so yeah, he's just gonna go visit Dudge. I mean, last time we stopped at the Illiana, I asked him if he wanted me to pick anything up for him, since clearly he's not getting on the station. I didn't press him for why he didn't want to get on the station. I just clarified that he was choosing not to, and I was like, great, well, I can go pick something up for you.
Yeah.
Um, so I
So
think I'm gonna check in with him again. I'm being that friendly crewmate who's trying to help a guy out.
he is in his quarters. Let's just imagine the ship's been docked for like half an hour, 45 minutes, or something like that. You've had your conversations, you've had your chances to plot. Everybody has broken up from the little huddle that you guys have had to go and do whatever preparatory stuff you have to do. You know, Warren probably would go review his captain's logs and the files and things like that with either him just with himself or with Tan, just to make sure that all the shit is in order before he goes meets with Gaius. You know, everybody else has wandered off. There's a lot of like post operations checks that have to be done on the ship. Obviously, once you docked and started offloading some things, that there was a bunch of things starting to be brought on already, and you're already aware of that. And a lot of this looks like it was a lot of the same colonial support infrastructure type crap that you were given the last time you were. So obviously, there's the idea that you're probably going to be going out to establish some other colony, although you haven't heard anything official yet. But meanwhile, yeah, I mean, almost as soon as the ship was docked and power connected to the Illiana instead of using the ship's own power systems, Dutch leaves the bridge, and he's been in his room ever since. So when you show
Yeah,
up, I assume you
yeah,
eventually wander your way into the quarters area to find him.
yeah. I mean, we live in a bunk room.
Yeah. So yeah, he's in
I'll
there.
I'll
He's
I'll
on the
swing in the
track.
bunk room and I'll check to see if we're alone.
Yeah, it's just you guys. I mean, listen, Sam and, or not Sam, Marty and damn it. I really wish I could remember these two names because I chose them
It's
very
okay.
specifically, and
I intentionally don't write them down because Pike
I
refuses to
know,
learn their
I
names.
know, I know, I got you. I understand that. I actually prefer that. Marty and Daniel are about wandering the entire ship. You pass one of them with a push broom, just kind of casually moseying down one of the hallways. The other one's got like a tray of various cleaning agents, and it's just like spraying the wall, wiping it down, moving over a few inches, spraying the wall, wiping it down, that sort of thing. You can smell it. Smells something like between like if you took Windex and like bleach and mixed them somehow. You're used to the smell though, because it's the same chemical crap bullshit that the military uses.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I'm going to
Uh,
use the word that I know you know: simple green. Lots and lots of simple green. You can taste that shit in the air because that's how often it gets used.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'll go into the
otherwise,
bunk
Dutch is
room.
just in his rack, and he's got that bottle that you had picked up last time. There's about this much left, though, and he's got a little tumbler. He's just kind of sipping on it. Looks like he's looking at. Hello, kitty. Sorry, I get distracted. Yeah, he's just chilling in there with a little tumbler of vodka and looking through what looks like a data slate. Not a data slate. This isn't Warhammer 40k. Like a tablet, some sort of manual or book or something that he's reading.
What's up, Dudge?
Hey, my friend Pike, I heard you had something of a conversation. Talkie.
I probably talk more than a lot of people think I ought to. Which time are you talking about?
Well, he smirks at you. Well, when you talkie, perhaps it is indeed talkie too much.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
You hear it a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of talking, maybe too much. How you doing?
Oh, well, I just, keep it to myself. Keep things quiet, simple, easy. Get paid. Have a drink.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? In the Russian language, there are no articles, which are the a and an and the. So he wouldn't say have a drink. He's grab a tumbler, pour some vodka into it, have a drink.
Yeah, he'll have a seat.
It is the same cheap shit. I take it back because you didn't actually get cheap shit. You didn't get the
No,
knockoff.
I
You got the
got
good
good
shit
stuff.
from the Russian. The
Yeah,
Russians.
I went straight to the really grizzled, tattooed former military Russian guy, and I was like, I want your good shit, and I know you're gonna charge me too much for it.
Yep. Oh yeah, and he's been enjoying it, as is evident by the fact that there's now about this much left in the bottle.
Um,
So certainly you didn't come down here to hang out with Dutch because you like Dutch. You came down to talk Dutch, get information from Dutch.
I mean, I had questions, but I'm not trying to get anything out of you.
Your statement seems self-contradictory.
I guess.
You have questions, but you don't want information. So, questions stay in pocket.
Maybe it's just from where I lived my life before I got here, but when people say they want information, usually they're assholes about it. If people just have random questions, it's usually just because they're being friendly.
Suddenly I have the urge to say something about you have not met the KGB.
Yeah. So, look,
No, he says,
for example, I have no intention of ever asking you why you don't go on the Illiana. It's your business. It's not mine. If I was supposed to know, you'd tell me. And since you haven't, I'm not supposed to know. And that's
how
your
hard
business.
are you paying attention to body language? This is Pike we're talking about.
Zero manipulation, one empathy. Even if you wanted to, he's probably not.
He's probably not going to notice.
Yeah,
He's not going to notice the
gonna
brief
notice.
flash of a storm cloud at the word Illiana.
Yeah, he's like, it's none of my business. But I take the I take this whole being a part of the crew thing very seriously.
Part of
So
ship, part of crew. I've read that somewhere.
yeah, I think that was in. Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm going to abort that thought before I get really lost in it.
You
But
do not seem like a man of deep thought.
there's been a lot of people who try to use a lot of words to be really confusing and talk about stuff, and I think the universe is really a lot simpler than that.
He says something in Russian. In the subtitles that everybody but you can see, it says, so I should use really long words in front of you is what I am hearing. Now, you do understand a little bit of Russian, as I recall.
I know Spanish.
Spanish. Okay. In that case, disregard the pending intelligence / language roll that you were about to make.
Oh, absolutely not. I don't know.
So it goes right over you, just like a lead balloon.
Yeah, like the only Russian phrases that Pike probably knows are things like "die, motherfucker." Like
die, motherfucker, die. I know that song. Okay.
But he's like, but I take this whole crew thing very seriously. So, as usual, if you need something from the station, I know you don't want to go over there for whatever reason. I'm willing to help out. Take care of whatever you need taken care of, while you can continue doing whatever it is you need to be doing. And nobody's asked me about you since I've been over there, but if anybody does ask, I don't know shit. So
there is a moment as you're going over all of this with him that even for Pike, it's a noticeable change in his demeanor. Something maybe Pike doesn't recognize it on a intellectual level that hey, there's something here, there's something triggering, for lack of a better word, because I really don't like that word.
Yeah.
But like on an instinctual level, Pike's like, did I just notice hackles rising slightly? Kind of response that you do pick up when you mention something about, he doesn't ever go over to the Illiana. It doesn't seem like he wants to go over there for whatever reason. It passes because you don't make a deal out of it. And he just simply looks at you after a moment and he says, "Yeah, I could use more vodka if you would be so kind." And he hands you 50 Wei dollars to cover the cost. I don't know what those bastards charged you last time. If they were like anything I remember, they probably double priced you. I hope
Oh,
this is sufficient.
I mean, we compared tattoos. I know he overcharged me, but I wanted to make sure that you didn't get anything that was just piss. So I took the hit to
Nah,
get you
this is
something
good.
worth
This
the
is
trip.
good. It's like Stoli, but better.
Sure. I mean, I like this. I don't know what Stoli is, but I like the taste of this.
I'm absolutely not ripping on a company right now. At
Yeah,
least I
I
didn't say
mean,
pop off, because that's a bottom
You can
shelf
keep your
grocery
potato
store.
vodka to yourself.
What's that?
You can keep your potato vodka to yourself.
I mean, is
But
there
potato makes
another
the
kind of
best
vodka?
vodka.
that
What,
face,
corn?
hilarious.
Corn is even worse.
He's like, yeah, I mean, I know that I give a certain impression, but I do genuinely care about my crewmates. And you've given me no reason to see you as the enemy. So as far as I'm concerned, you're on my team. So
He definitely smirks. He says something else in Russian, which there are no subtitles for this one. Uh, he just kind of lifts his glass to you. He says, "I stayed on good team because I'm not on bad team. I get you."
exactly. See, things are simple sometimes.
And then he says, I." There's a phrase in Russian. It's like Macedonia or some Hold on. I watched 11/22/63, and they had a whole half sequence about this. An American guy was trying to speak a Russian phrase. It's basically the Russian version of saying cheers. Anyway, he says whatever the Russian version for cheers is as he lifts his cup to you. Says, "Oh, just the vodka and maybe some snacks. Something spicy, perhaps. I don't know. Surprise me."
All right, can do.
Uh, and then beyond that, like unless you have anything else for him, he's more than willing to let you sit with him and share the little bit of vodka he's got left.
No, I mean, I'll stay there a little bit to finish the drink together. And yeah, I mean, he's just there to have some friendly banter before he leaves, to go be very noticeable on the Illiana.
Yeah, and then as you step out, he does say something. He starts in Russian, stops, and he says, "You just watch out for the UPP over there. Get the good stuff, but don't get too chummy."
He looks back and says, "I'm there is no life experience that is ever going to have me stop watching out for the UPP."
Keep the eyes open.
And he gives him a nod and heads out.
Okay. All right. Now I will leave it to the player group. Where do we go from here? We have meeting with Gaius. We have prime time heist. We have go spy on the open population. I'm sorry, Gen Pop. I'm sorry. That really is going to stick with me just because I find it so damn amusing. So we've got Gen Pop, we've got crime time heist, and we've got legitimate business affairs.
Well, legitimate business
So
affairs,
I think
sure.
it makes sense for me to go do my hacking first,
Okay.
because
With
if it goes
Alita.
badly or good, it changes how the other two's experience goes,
I
and
would
mine
think,
is less dependent on how they do.
well, I would.
That's
So
almost a good point.
I think the Gen Pop side can be almost completely independent of everything else because of what I foresee happening, what I have planned, basically just my entire vision for that, how that scene would probably work.
Mhm.
The
I'm doing the Gen Pop view with Mina, right?
that's what my notes say is Nina and you.
Nina? Yeah. I've already, because I was informed that I had failed the group last session. I have already planned 3 different opportunities to take my shirt off.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
If you end up dating Nina, I'm going to laugh.
Yeah,
I would
you're gonna-
also laugh.
Is Nina the angry one or is she the smartass?
She's the spicy one, who's the
Spicy.
mechanic.
Spicy. That's definitely a word to use.
In my head, I think she's spicy, like, like spicy Latina lady or lady who works in a mail field, spicy.
Yeah, the one that does not take shit from anybody and happily gives it back.
Exactly. That type of spicy.
You get through that that tough exterior. No, stop.
I like how most Russian cheers are either to be healthy or that we did not die today.
Listen. First off, let me be clear when I say what I'm about to say. I am not any sort of official or well educated man in the Russian culture, but I feel like that is absolutely a Russian culture thing. Hey, guess what, guys? We lived. We did not die, more accurately, or may we continue living.
Yeah.
May you continue to not be dead.
Exactly. This seems like such the perfect rush. And again, I don't want to be rude to anybody, and I'm not educated in this regard, but I really feel like this is definitely a good snapshot cross section of the Russian philosophy.
In
Good
short,
luck in staying
Budim
not dead.
Starovi. Yeah. In short, Budim Starovi means like we didn't die today.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
Also, ironically enough, very Klingon.
Yeah. Also, they're greeting. Let's have a drink. I was looking that up because I was like, I heard that one before, and it was really, really short. But Vipit is let's have a drink, and Privit is hello.
Wow, they are so similar.
I know.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, so I think, and this is strictly my opinion, it's obviously up to you guys. I think the best way to do this is we play the distraction, legitimate business scene, either first or second, and then do the hacking stuff.
Which should come before the heist.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would make sense, like thematically or narratively, and then the Pike Gen Pop observation bit can be done anytime.
We can do the Pike thing last. I just had a scene.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was thinking we do like an inventory of what we're bringing with us and stuff because I realized that I have a lot of stuff with me on my character sheets that I'm not sure I'm gonna have all of that with me when I go on to the Illiana.
I mean, whatever you don't have, just put in your locker, and that just means it's on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, what do we have? What do we expect to have? That kind of thing.
Well, I will give you, as far as some food for thought. Like Gaius is expecting a back brief, so whatever information
Business
reports,
casual.
You probably a tablet or two that has all the information that you can quickly access. I wouldn't imagine you bringing like rock samples or anything stupid like that with you because.
Or a Kevlar riot vest.
Right, exactly. Weapons, I think generically you can assume that anything larger than a fucking knife or a sidearm on board any ship is just asking for trouble. And even carrying that much can be still questionable depending on where you're going, what you're doing. But I think
I plan to hide my pistol on me.
You're gonna.
Yeah, I don't have the wallet. Yeah.
I have watched way too many stupid movies. Which one is that? Get Hard? The prison wallet? Oh my god.
That is a good point, though. I should put my long arms in my locker.
Because they're not going to fit in your prison wallet.
No.
Service pistol is probably not coming with me.
Anyway, yeah. You're probably not going to need to bring a whole lot with you insofar as the meeting with Gaius is. Data slates, if you want to actually do the, at this point it would be, can't think of the right word, but for you, bringing a manila folder with a bunch of loose leaf inside would be a power move of some sort, but I don't know how to explain that in the future Space 80s. Because I just imagine everything would be on. I keep saying data slate. I mean tablet.
A PDAT.
or PDAT, I guess, would be.
I mean, it's future space 80s, right? So most of this stuff is paper and hard disk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
it
yeah,
is.
and not the
disk.
floppies. It's the hard disks that are about
The
this
big
big.
ones.
Not the big ones, the smaller ones.
Oh, okay.
Not the big
Oh
floppies.
yeah, the floppy was the big ones, and
Yeah.
then the
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, the
the
save
3
icon
point.
that you 3D printed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
I saw that on social media not
Oh.
long ago again. It was like some kid just said I 3D printed the save logo. I was like, no, that was a disc. That's how we used to. Oh my god.
That's how we used to save information.
Yep.
I mean, it works.
Yeah, bring in a manila folder stacked with paper is probably the appropriate, like, so you can dramatically flip through papers during the meeting.
Yeah.
For
Oh
a
yeah.
long
Oh yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
It's a
like
great way
a
to kill time.
weird long time. All right.
Um.
Yeah, that'll work out.
Okay.
And
Alita.
you're bringing Tam
Let's see. What do my
and
notes say you're bringing here?
it was like Tam and Emily, so you could spark an argument.
Matt,
Yes.
Lakota,
Yeah.
Emily, and Tan.
And Lakota,
Yep.
yeah, that's a great. You're
Lakota.
gonna get some You're gonna be able to argument on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lakota seems like the kind that just wants to argue with people.
Yeah.
Since I've been trying to get it and I've failed every time I've tried to get it, I'm gonna try to get hot-headed before I die.
You're gonna try what?
Um,
I missed the keyword.
To get the
there.
I'm gonna try
hot-headed
to-
talent.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it. Roll without stress dice, right?
No stress dice.
Oh,
Not today, sir.
not today. I don't live to see hot-headed. Got it.
So, are we doing? I assume we're doing Gaius. We don't have to do Gaius. That sounds really weird the way I'm phrasing it, but
Let me get some more plot armor. Hit this first.
okay.
Yeah, I think we're starting with Gaius, and then we're gonna do the data heist, and then
Okay.
Pike wandering in Gen Pop.
All right. So you and your entourage, Warren, wander into the meeting with Gaius. It's in his office. His office is surprisingly not very large. It's almost cramped when you bring this many people with you. I mean, you've got, what, 4 people with you, if my math is right, plus Gaius himself behind his desk. And there is, you know, all of one side of his desk is just like a half dozen computer monitors stacked on top of each other. Clearly,
You know,
he's got a lot of
there's
stuff.
enough.
But
There's enough people. He might need to try to get one of the smaller conference rooms and not be in his office.
Yeah. You think maybe we could convene this into one of the conference room guys? We had some more visitors this time.
yeah, he looks up from one of several monitors, one that appears to be a security feed, in fact. Not that he was paying a lot of attention to that one, but it is definitely noticeable when there's one monitor that has like 6 different camera feeds on it. And then, you know, two of the other 5 monitors are all like official file reports things. You see one for the Tempest. I think that's Typhoon. Typhoon which is one of the 4 SEV ships. The Island, the Typhoon, and 2 others. And then there's random other bits of data, just kind of like live data streams in the other 3 monitors that you're not entirely sure what they are without looking at them real hard. But yeah, he looks up at you. He sets down the PDAT that he was working on. He says, "Wow, I was not expecting this many people. It's yeah, come with me." He grabs his PDAT and takes you out into the hallway. There's a couple turns, but there's a small conference room that's readily available. Opens the door. After you. Waits for you all to go inside. Inside, of course, is just a standard, conference table. Looks like it seats probably like 8. 3 on one side. Or 3 on 2 sides. 1 at the head and at the foot. And he goes up towards the head of the table. Big dry erase board behind him. Because we have to have a dry erase board in the conference room. See how that would be plausible if it wasn't. And he takes a seat. He says, "Please have a seat. Let's get started. I'm excited to hear about your adventures."
Absolutely. I place myself. So if he's here and then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I place myself over here.
Like almost opposite at the end from.
It's seated as far away from him as possible.
Yeah.
But not at the
But not at the foot of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. he kind of gives you a weird look, kind of like, okay, that's a weird choice, but it was a choice.
Mhm.
And he just says, all right, well, so you were to head out and establish a colonial mission to establish communication or set up a communications link between here and back home. So let's talk about that. That was the first thing you had to do when you first left here. How did that go? What happened
Yeah.
there?
The communication link. For some reason, I'm
Salty
missing
signals.
on that one. What?
Salty signals is what you
Salty,
named it. That's the one where you guys did
salty
the
signals.
create a
Right.
colony thing.
Hmm,
There's some
hmm.
dice rolling, some people that you had to basically set their stats.
Yeah. We didn't actually have to do any combat on that one at all, did we?
No, that one was pretty much straightforward. In fact, that one, you guys set that one up on the. I didn't put the system name. I just put the Koi 817. So I don't even know which system that was from the previous outing.
Yeah.
But you put it in the southern
Um.
pole. Oh,
Yeah.
Brahms Outpost, which that unfortunately does not help me any, as far as my shitty memory because it's been so
ROMs.
long.
It's okay. Rodance knows exactly what that is.
Yeah, she's got notes. She's got one massive file of notes. She just has to keyword search Brahms.
So I go, okay, absolutely. Let me check that one out. So I open my folder and I start going to the Brahms Outpost um, file, and with my handy dandy brain, I'm reading that we actually did set up a governor system over there, and seems like it went well. Emily, do you have any comments about any of the geological findings we have?
I don't think you guys did a lot in the geological surveys of that particular world.
We kind of like fluffed over it to say
Okay,
like
maybe
we
yeah,
did some
that checks
passing
out.
and
Like you
stuff.
probably did. I mean, at some point you definitely would have done some sort of initial
I
precursor kind of
I
stuff.
do remember that Pike wanted to avoid any of the colony setup work. So he went out and under the
I
guise
remember
of
that
helping
now.
Emily, he did a bunch of survey work.
That's right. That's right. He did.
Yeah, but we
That's
kind of
right.
fluffed over it.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, there
did
wasn't
definitely
really
gloss over it.
anything, there wasn't anything really to role play for it. I was just like, for the next couple of weeks while people are setting up prefabs and installing governors, I'm gonna just be away from humans because fuck all these people.
Digging rock, learning how to science.
Install governor.
Yeah, doing what people expect him to do.
Yep.
Go and pick up rocks.
After
Steve,
that, sorry.
you should look what I just put in chat because that's from my notes from that session.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Give me a second.
the Discord.
My
I may or may
new
not have accidentally
computer.
put that on his tablet.
Multiple
Oh, thank you.
driving failures. Ah!
Dan's
Oh, that's
sad,
right,
sad digging
'cause
snow
Yeah.
face.
that's right, because that was
Mhm,
the
mhm,
snow place
mhm.
with the colony where everybody died because the ash wasn't being processed properly through the filters or the gases from the
Yeah,
volcano.
there was a random
Yeah.
gas. It was the toxic. That's right. That's right. Yeah, so that one was the atmosphere became contaminated because of the volcanoes, and the filtration wasn't able to catch it. And everybody just died more or less all at once. That's why you're finding bodies more or less everywhere. Not everywhere, but like they almost literally dropped dead where they were.
I abandoned the vehicle for like Dan to dig it out. I was like, all right, guys, you'll catch up later, and I just left them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Which I think it
session
was
3,
Alita
by
that
the way.
mostly did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. I'm
Yep.
remembering so much
That was
now. And the
fantastic.
tooth. I think I need to turn that into a necklace.
I think you gave it to Matt.
I think so
I
too, actually.
did.
Yeah, because we put it on the wall or something, didn't we? It was a big
No, no,
one.
no, no. I didn't give him the tooth that I dug up from that skull there. It was the critter he shot up the ass. I gave him a trophy from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That there's an armor plate from that hanging up in his office.
Oh, that was the
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 burrow
next
one,
mission.
the harvester.
the
Yeah,
harvester.
that's the next mission we're going down memory lane on.
Yeah. All right. So after, so yeah, Gaius basically. I'm gonna gloss a little bit over this. Gaius kind of
Okay.
gives you quite a little bit of a feedback on the salty signals colony mission parameters, and just that he's been in touch with the governor of that facility. He's expecting you to make a brief stop over there at your earliest convenience on your next outing, but it's not required. In fact, your next outing is going to be pretty substantial mission in the first part of it. So then do that, then do the next whatever. He kind of trails off, and then he kind of come like loops back. Talk to me about this desert planet that you went to. And I don't remember off the top of my head which one it was, but it was the one where you had the dude with a big ass hammer.
Yeah, that was
this-
the northern and southern settlements, and the ship crashed in the middle where we have a salvage.
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so
So-
he's and
Right,
so he
quietly
starts
murdered
that
a
one. He
bunch
starts
of
that one off
people.
with, "Tell me about that and what happened there." That seemed like quite a volatile situation that was suddenly not volatile.
It seemed
Negotiation
like
skills.
it's yeah, basically. It seemed as though it was a volatile situation at first, as they had uh, extradited most of their population that was not that was dissenting with the original populace to the northern hemisphere. However, when we did investigate the situation, it did seem like they were more accepting to have them in, and a lot of the governor system kind of just left. There was no real hint as to what happened with them, and we were able to integrate them back into society.
He gives you one of those "I know better, but I don't have enough backing to say better." In a way that an android would know. Like, just imagine your dad. "I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed," but he can't
knows.
express that. So, yeah, he's like, "I know you did some shit. I just can't prove it." And so then he's like, "Well, talk to me about this ship that was crashed. You obviously did a survey mission of it. What was the cause of the crash? What was able to be recovered?"
So I flipped through some papers because I wasn't there.
Yes,
Okay.
that was Pike, Alita, and
Emily, I believe.
Emily, if
And
I'm not
Emily,
mistaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, Emily
So-
just kind of sits there and she looks at you. She's like, "I'm not about to tell that we picked up a bunch of guns that we're trying to keep off the books."
Mm.
Because that's what
So-
she remembers Pike wanting to do,
Yeah.
was getting a bunch of guns and
'cause-
keeping them off the books.
Because the agreement that you made with the locals that we installed into power was that they could have everything that, like, all the medical supplies, the guns, like all the carryable stuff, all the personal equipment
Yeah.
off of the ship. But we were claiming salvage on the ship itself and the ship's systems. But
Yes.
you made that
Exactly.
agreement without knowing that I had stolen all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
so they could go there and they can have everything that's there. There's nothing there, but they can have it all.
So
And we can have a
okay.
League engine.
And the big thing that we had on that salvage was like the power plant, right?
Yeah.
Because the power plant was intact. So we were trying to figure out, one of the things I think was the reason we brought so many people to this meeting was to try to spark an argument about the recovery
yeah, I got you. I got you.
those ship components.
Let your NPCs be NPCs for a moment. So what happens is Emily starts going off about, she doesn't go off. She just looks at Warren, because
Mhm.
Warren's obviously the ship captain. She's not going to step on his toes if she can help it. And she doesn't really say anything about the weapons or the ship in particular. It's Tam that doesn't really throw you under the bus per se, because he kind of likes you. He kind of understands you, kind of respects
Mhm,
you.
mhm.
But his job as
Mhm.
an inspector, and he has to kind of go by the book. He does say there was a fully intact power plant that had, if it wasn't already shut down, the salvage team managed to shut it down. The ship's power systems, a lot of the bulk of the hull are available for reclamation. And at that point, he's just stopped suddenly talking and looks over at you, and there's a look on his face of like, "Fuck, I may have just put out too
Mhm.
much." And then Emily looks at him, and she's just like, she doesn't say a damn word, but she has the words "you motherfucker" all over her face. And Gaius is sitting there, and he sees both of these guys. I hate how you guys have maneuvered me into talking to myself, by the way. Gaius looks
I
at
hope
these
you
two,
enjoy
and
a
he looks.
three-way schizophrenic conversation.
Yeah. So then Gaius looks at the two of them. He looks at one, then he looks at the other. He looks back at the one, then he looks back to the captain, and he's like, "Captain, was there more to that mission that you want to tell me about?"
Scrolls through my paper, looks at them a little bit. Seems as though maybe we found some medical equipment. I'm not sure where that went in the end.
And that right there is where Emily and Lakota now start going back and forth amongst themselves. And it starts with medical equipment. What medical equipment? I didn't know there was medical equipment. I'm the fucking doctor. How come nobody? And right then, and then it becomes NAPRO and not NAPRO. It just suddenly, like within the span of 30 seconds, these two start talking about medical bullshit and the unregistered reclamation, salvage, whatever you want to call it, and then it suddenly morphs into, well, I'm the Three Worlds Empire, and we're better than you. In the Three Worlds Empire, we keep track of records. Well, in the New Albion Protectorate, we don't give a shit what you think. It just, and then suddenly guys just slammed the fist on the table. It's like, stop. Ladies, Captain, let's keep this on track. We are talking about the recoverability of that ship, its systems, its cargo, its passengers, its crew. What can you tell me about it? He's looking directly at you when he says that. What can you tell me about that?
I lift a hand to make sure everyone's.
Oh yeah, there's definitely moments where at this point, in fact, Emily gets up and goes to the other side of the table from you, so she's not sitting next to Lakota.
Good decision. There was
I really
no
hope, by the way, that those two are actually the two feuding ones, because I don't hope I did that right. Anyway, go ahead.
I think they're feuding a little bit, but not as much as that, because I think it was Hamida, right?
It might have actually been Hamida, yeah. But these two are okay. In that case, then we'll take the New Albion and Three Worlds Empire angle out of it. It was definitely over. Wait a minute, what medical bullshit? You didn't tell me anything about the medical supplies.
Bring them down to one stress level, like.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it down from 2 back down to 1. Actually, from 3 down to 2. Things got elevated, but not as far as I thought they would be.
Okay. So as far as my notes here saying about anything about a crew is everyone on that ship was either deceased or not present anymore. Equipment, salvageables must have been taken by some of the locals if they had the chance. From what I understand, everything was taken by them if it was anything that could be walked away with. And then we would take anything that would be metal, part of the ship, hull, basically anything reusable.
Did your team do any sort of structural integrity testing of that ship? Is it able to fly again, or is it only for salvage at this point? And I know Kane's shaking his head. I know the answer, and he's asking because he doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying, like, Pike would have put in his report that the ship is not flyable.
And probably has the engine leak, right?
We didn't go over.
If I remember right.
I don't remember if we went all that hard into like what caused the ship. Well, no, actually, I think if I remember right from my own notes, the ship, something caused the ship to go off course, and that's what caused it to eventually end up landing.
Yeah, like
on the planet.
Something happened and it was off course. It got pulled into the atmosphere and crashed.
Yeah.
Which suggested either the crew was already dead or there was a flight control error of some kind.
Right.
Yeah, likely crew dead.
And some of the crew died in place, some of the crew left and died maybe somewhere else, or maybe they were hiding amongst the survivors.
Suddenly we get a quick cut from there on the Illiana back to the desert planet, some random ass quadrant of the planet, and it's just wind blowing sand over the skeletal remains of one of the crewmen. And then it cuts back to the Illiana.
Pike would have put like the ship is not flyable, but the hull is like the hull is good. But the ship is not.
The hull is metal. You can just deal with metal. A lot of that stuff
can probably be recycled, and there's somebody in the Illiana, especially given the nature of this particular mission. Plus, having the stock, if nothing else, would be worth to have in case something happens to one of the active ships of the expedition.
Yeah,
recycling is easier to do than mining new material.
Correct.
Yeah. Plus, we know that not everything was still there. Like there was some of the personal equipment was taken either by the crew leaving the ship or by salvagers. So some of the electronics would have been taken out as well.
Yeah.
We found the black box that told us about the changes in course and all of that. So lots of good Pike would have put in his report, like lots of good salvage. Ship is not flyable.
Mm-hmm. So then, as you convey that to guys, he's like, "Okay, makes sense. See if we can prioritize somebody to go out there and gather up those things at some point, alongside with reconnecting with the survivors of that colony. which, for all intents and purposes, it seems that there is at least a few hundred, if not more, people on the planet worthy of bringing back into the fold, and perhaps in the future, near term, beginning to utilize whatever resources that planet may have.
I suspect good things from that particular environment and people.
Very well. And now on to the, I believe it's more of a jungle-ish planet. This was a site of atmosphere reprocessing. This was, in fact, this was a large colony at one point in time. I can't remember the name of the colony now, but I'm sure you guys know because you were just there, where you were attacked by 2 aliens and some other group that was trying to get their people back.
Well, that's not a good answer.
What did you say?
I don't like that answer.
Okay, so how much money are we going to get for that salvage is basically a good question.
I don't have a number to give you, but it is a fairly substantial number. That it would be a number that might be slightly higher than you would expect from your own calculations, but it wouldn't be like, it makes sense that that number is there, especially when you take into account,
That's a shit.
this, like
Those are
various things.
expensive.
Like here, you start at this number, and then various things come out of it for operational upkeep costs, fees for the fees, service fees because we're the Wayland Yutani Corporation. We want all our money. We want your money. We're gonna make your money our money, and then charge you for making your money our money. All these stupid things, right? And so the number you get makes sense, but it's slightly higher than you were expecting. I don't have a good number to actually give you, but it's fairly
we made
decent
money.
amount.
You'll figure it out. But we made money.
Yeah. Like it'll definitely turn into, you'll get your normal pay, and then you'll get your normal bonus, and then you might get a percentage of that on top of it, like 50% probably, just so you guys have a number to work with. Not that we've really been using the in-game economy. Not that there really is much of an in-game economy. I mean, everything obviously has a price, but including Kane's soul. I mean, Pike's soul. No, Pike doesn't have a soul. Never mind.
Oh, don't worry. One of them, I had the opportunity to sell mine, and I did. Pike didn't have the opportunity. His mother sold his.
He didn't have a mother, as I understood it. At any rate, so yeah, it does seem like that particular planet was fairly financially lucrative for you guys.
Yeah.
It's not a massive sum. It's not like, oh, I can retire on this and live comfortably for the rest of my life. But it's definitely a reasonable amount of money for the effort put in.
I mean, in real life, if I get $100 extra in a month, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's $100 I didn't have yesterday. So, in each case, then he does say, all right, talk to me about the next planet you went to. I wish I could remember my notes all the time, but the last planet you were at, they had the jungle, they had the people that were running away from another group that came by and said, no, bring me my people back, and threatened people.
Oh, right. Okay, so I flipped through my notes again a little bit, and
Suspicious blonde lady.
Yeah. So we had an encounter. Let's see here. There was 2 groups of people. I'm trying to remember if we wanted to discuss this white-haired lady, 2 guys, but I don't think we do, so it doesn't really matter. But
I would leave that entirely to you, but I will remind you from an in-character perspective, and hopefully not spoilerize too much. You went to the planet to reestablish contact with the local colonists who originally lived on the surface of the planet, but at some point in time, they separated from everybody else, or they basically divulged into 2 groups. One group stayed down on the ground. They were then poisoned and became dumb, cavemen sort of like things. The ones that survived went up on top of the plateaus. They survived just fine, no poisoning or anything like that. Fast forward to not long before you guys got there, a group of refugees showed up from a different location, wanting asylum of some sort. They were still in the process of trying to figure out how to deal with the sudden influx of people and what to do with them in general, when the blonde-haired chick showed up and said, I want my people back, and if you don't give me my people back, I'm going to cause problems for you. And then you guys were like, well, we're already here and on the ground and causing problems, so we'll cause problems for you too, including, I believe, Pike going into the atmosphere processing center once you guys figured out what was going on there, shutting it down so that it would no longer poisonify everybody.
I think he
Also,
murdered some people there.
I killed a bunch of people in there.
Probably
Also,
did.
Yeah.
oh no, I definitely did. I've got the note that I took off a corpse.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yes,
Because the big thing was we needed to get in there and stop it from overloading and nuclear detonating the whole place because
because the
Blondie was
people
a
that you had
giant
killed
bitch
had
about
gone
it.
in there and sabotaged it as part of Blonde Girl's plan to try to get her people back.
Yeah, which
That's right.
maybe a little bit excessive, but whatever.
So,
But I guess I'd include that in my report.
Yeah,
Because...
2 questions. What of that do you tell Gaius? And then the second question is, Kane, did you share the information of that note with the others?
I did not share the note with anyone else.
Nor do I remember the contents, so that'll be safe for now.
Well, I'm pretty sure I sent that in a DM to Kane.
Okay, good.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yep, and I have a copy pasted into my character sheet.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, at the moment, Kane is the only one that knows about that note, so I digress.
Okay.
Now, the rest of that operation, Warren is well aware of. And because you have your notes and it's in your mind, I'm going to allow you a one-time wits roll. No stress, no modifier.
For me?
Yep.
Okay. One time wits roll.
By one time, I mean
Modifier.
I will give you this one time to make this roll. If you want to push it, you may, but I think in the context of this roll, it won't actually add stress.
Ah.
Okay.
No.
You may roll that one more time if you like, but this will be the only time you can get this free reroll without stress ramifications and all that. So you won't add any stress for making this roll. I'm just giving you a fair chance to maybe recollect information that you may have had at one point in time.
Because I have the notepad.
Because you have the notes, and you're in that thinking moment. You're trying to remember all these details from this mission. So the question now is, do you remember something?
Yes.
And you do. And in
Maybe.
that moment of getting ready to put all of your thoughts together into a coherent series of words that you can speak to another person, well, android in this case, it clicks on you that you have seen this blonde girl, despite her elongated forms. You've seen her before.
That's right, because I didn't recognize her at first.
Correct. She ate a grenade. Long ago. And you remember this very specifically because when you pulled the pin on this grenade, spoiler alert for the viewers, when you pulled the pin on this grenade, you were not at that particular moment sure if you were going to eat that grenade or if you were going to throw it at the people invading your station. The station that had the alien queen on it. The station that got Winston killed and, oh god, the other W. Why can't I remember his name now? Watts. Lost his memory and ended up becoming a berserker.
Eventually dying.
Much later in the game.
Still to Warren's pretty much effect, yes.
Yes, so because you are making this mental connection now, though, I need you to roll stress. Let me rephrase that. I want you to roll a number of dice equal to your current stress. If any of them are a 1, you will add a point of stress to your current stress level.
Okay, because so I just go...
Yeah, so how much stress do you have right now?
I have 5.
Okay, so roll 5d6 for me.
5d6?
Correct. I know we're doing something a little unorthodox for the game's setup here. You forgot the slash roll, sorry.
Son of a...
It's okay. Just hit the up arrow and then home to put the cursor at the beginning of the line, and then you can just type that slash. You want to retype everything. There we go. All right. And on that, we have no 1s. So, while this is a disturbing thought for you, it is not enough to warrant any additional stress or, God forbid, a panic roll.
I might even relish in it with that 1-6.
You definitely feel like, oh shit, suddenly that makes sense, but you're not sure why or how, but it makes sense that, of course, this bitch comes back. Nothing else makes sense at the moment. In fact, you might need a moment to kind of another moment to put your thoughts together. And this is where we're going to go ahead and take a brief respite from this scene as we see Warren, he's flipping through his notes. He's checking some of his notes a couple of times, and suddenly he just stops, and he's got that 1,000-yard stare that vets will recognize. Maybe not all the people in this room will recognize. But there is definitely a prolonged moment, a pregnant pause, if you will, before Warren starts to speak again. And in that moment, we transition over to our crime heist team, which consists of Octavia Westcott and Alita Ward in the maintenance tunnels nearby. Sorry, my son was on the phone in the background. A lot louder than I thought it would be. You guys are in the maintenance tunnels aboard the Illiana, trying to sneak. Well, let me rephrase that. You're not quite in the maintenance tunnels yet. I need from you, and between Luke and Rodance, it doesn't matter to me who makes this roll. So if you want to compare character sheets, that's fine. But I need a heavy machinery roll and a mobility roll to make sure that you guys can make your way into the maintenance tunnels without drawing too much attention by random passersby and things of that nature.
My mobility isn't great. My heavy machinery is dismal.
And that's on Alita, not Warren, correct?
Yeah, Alita.
Okay, so what skill check do you want me to make then?
So between the two of you, I need heavy machinery and mobility. I need at least one success in each.
I think Alita has a lot of strength.
Yeah, I only have 3 total in heavy machinery, but my mobility is a 5. So
Okay.
I roll mobility, you roll heavy machinery.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll first because that's probably gonna hinge on whether or not you're gonna do any mobility in there.
Well, it's just
Was my stress cleared at the beginning of today?
For you, yes. Warren is the only one that carries stress. All right, we got the heavy machinery in, so you've managed to get the doors open and whatnot, and we've made it into the maintenance area completely undetected, so far as you know. Because I love when the GM says "so far as you know."
So far as you know.
So you make your way from the island onto the Illiana. You go into the areas near where you see Captain Warren and his entourage disappear to go meet with Gaius. And then you see them come back out a moment later as they leave his office and go to a conference room nearby. You're like, all right, jackpot, we're in. And this would be the moment if this was a heist movie where somebody would be tapping an earbud or something and be like, we're going in. Some sort of, that sort of message conveyance would have happened. But in this case, you just like, okay, all right. And you guys kind of slip off and you go into an area that's kind of like out of the way and you see authorized access only panels and one aside in a not so obvious sort of way. Like, you're doing this because you're supposed to do this. Slip inside, the two of you, and then you put the panel back. So it's not obvious that you're in there. And you make your way down some tunnels, and you feel like you're getting closer to where Gaius' actual office is. This is where Octavia starts to set up her little spot. Her little... If she was a sniper, this would be a hide. But she's not a sniper. She's more of a data swiper. That really didn't make any sense, but... So I imagine she sits there with, like... What's that?
Swiper, no swiping.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh God, I'm glad I'm not the only one who heard that in my head.
I definitely had that moment too. At any rate,
I'm just having a Pike moment. I don't know this reference.
Oh, okay.
It's Dora
the Explorer.
No, moving on.
Dora the Explorer. I think. Anyway, you sit up, you pull out your little laptop, your PDATs, and whatever other little electrical accoutrement, because apparently I can't make it through a single day without using that word now. You pull out your stuff and you get to it. Go ahead and give me. Let me check my notes, make sure I'm not missing any modifiers here. Yeah, just contact roll, which will probably be really fucking easy for Octavia. Roll your 17
I actually
dice.
I have more contact right now than I did in the entire first campaign.
I believe it. I believe it. I did just say 17 dice, so if you come up short of that, I'm going to be disappointed. You'll still succeed like crazy, I'm sure.
It's amazing how much better at her job she can get when someone isn't repeatedly punching her in the face.
Are you sure you want to say that right now? She got 1 success on 13 dice.
Excuse me, let me fix this. Multi-push, yes. Push.
Oh.
Motherfucker.
Well, you got a
Oh
total of
no,
4 successes.
it's not bad.
That will get you some information.
That
And
gets
since
you
you,
like every single stunt. That's amazing.
so you could treat this as a combination
I had
between
my
Comtech.
checks.
Hold on. Before you start claiming your stunts, you could treat this as a combination of Comtech, I should say, and observation. Those you can pull from those stunts, because in this case, I feel like observation is relevant because you are attempting
Observation
to
doesn't
gather
really have a
information.
lot of good stunt options.
I'm sorry.
And
The
observation's
only,
really about detecting danger.
yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Stunts.
I would like to be using watchful at this point. So
What's watchful do? I'm sorry.
watchful is the
Looking
hairs
for
on the
danger.
back of my neck stand up when enemies lurk nearby. I get a +2 modification to observation rolls when trying to spot a sneak attack.
Okay. You know what, Alita? Because it's somewhat related to what you guys are doing now. Alita is in the security field. She's basically a cop. And in this particular setting, I feel like to some degree the IT world needs some of its own security as well. And that's why I'm allowing for Alita to make an observation roll with the intent of identifying any possible have we been spotted sort of thing. Now, I realize the Comtech stunts gives you one of those leave no traces or something like that. But this will, as a preemptive, am I being followed? Am I being watched? Am I being caught? Sort of thing. Go ahead and make an observation roll with
I
your
would also
whatever it was you just said.
let
Watchful.
I would also like to state that investigator is one of my states. So skill talents.
Mm-hmm.
So I see what others miss.
Okay.
So if Octavia misses something on the screen, I can be like, "Ha! I saw it."
That's fair, because I feel like you, as you're working your own PDAT, every now and again you're leaning in over Octavia's shoulder, and be like, "Oh, what are you finding? I'm not getting anything over here. What do you got?" So that definitely makes sense. So go ahead and make your observation test with whatever modifiers you get from all of that.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Make sure you're on Alita, not Warren.
Yeah,
So you get the
I
right
gotta
dice.
select Alita somewheres, which is in the infirmary. Perfect.
Is that-
Alita in the infirmary with a lead pipe.
That's a good one. Like that.
Um,
Oof. You do get well, you have the option. You have a total of 1 success, and your stress level goes up slightly. You are
hmm,
Oh, but Octavia's stress goes up as well because she's right next to you.
yeah. What did I notice though?
All right, so let's start with Miss. I have 9 million contact dice and only got 4 successes.
Yeah.
What would you like to do? I realize observation does have limited. I don't know. I'll leave it to you. What information would you like?
Oh, I forgot that I didn't add my +2 to watchful.
Oh well, roll 2 additional dice and see. Let's see what happens. Just slash roll 2d6. We already have
Roll
the stress
2d6.
stuff rolled in there.
4 dice because I pushed.
Ah yes, yeah, I can live with that.
Okay. Okay.
2 additional successes. All right, so between the two of you, you have 7 total successes in this data dive. I'm feeling kind of like Valamir's presence was made known here. Kane's the only one that's going to understand.
Hide
Okay?
half the time.
Okay?
Overcome in the future.
Okay, so the next time you want to do this sort of hacky bullshit, you're in. In fact,
And
what you have done, you've
then
built a rabbit door.
the rest
Rabbit
of them,
hole.
I would just jump into newer, unexpected information that makes sense.
Okay. I'm going to give you a bit of a data dump here.
Oh,
This is what you find. So you actually get a couple of notes. Imagine, if you will, a conversation tree, a la any other video game ever. You have, in one category, mission reports Typhoon, message from Wayland Yutani, basically a message from Wayland Yutani Corporation back home. You have cooperative, and you have, hang on, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I feel like something I am. So I've got some notes in 2 different places here. Gorham's Marauders.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna put this in Foundry chat. The categories you have. So you have the mission. Let's see.
So we actually have 4 dots worth of extra info to get. So
Yeah, one, two,
Typhoon mission
three,
where's the
reports.
four.
typhoon?
Give me 1
What is
second.
the
Let me make sure I'm
typhoon?
not. The Typhoon is one of the other. If you remember, there are 4 survey ships. You guys are one of them.
They're another one of us.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Typhoon is the other one. There was of the 4, only 2 were sent out. The 2 others were kept close because of some reason that I don't quite remember off the top of my head. So you and the Typhoon have been making the rounds. You've got the Typhoon mission reports. You've got the Wayu mission or message from home. You have the cooperative, and oh, I missed one. You have Gorham's Marauders.
I wrote them down as you were talking.
Yep, and I put them in the
Gorham.
Foundry chat just to make sure that you have them all. So, what would you like to know first as you start doing your data dive?
Mission reports from the Typhoon.
Typhoon mission reports are from the last time the Typhoon is out. If you recall, I think I mentioned that the Typhoon was in, but they're due to leave soon, as in the next several hours. They are scheduled. It appears to be like they're scheduled to depart again. In their last outing, they made contact with a colony that was not on the list of colonies that you guys were intended to find. You had a list of like 15 or 20 colonies that you had lost contact with when back in the day, like over about 100 years ago, all of the Earth colonies basically said, anything past this line, we can't support you guys anymore. Well, there's like 20 colonies out past that line that lost contact with. This expedition went out to reestablish contact with all of those colonies. This particular colony was not on that list. It was founded after that contact was lost. And this mission surveys, this report details what they found in that. And some of the keynotes is that roughly 30 years ago, a collection of traders established a free market, and in the time since, some have settled down and started raising crops. The colony appears to be doing well for itself, but the crew of the Typhoon, the gist of what you're getting at is that there's some of the phrasing in this report is that the crew of the Typhoon is not giving you or giving Gaius all of the information. There's weird bits of phrasing that if they were giving a full and complete report, it's almost like they were intentionally leaving information out, and that is one of your unintended bits of info.
Mm-hmm.
So the intended bit was that you get the information that there was this colony. The unintended bit was that it appears that maybe some of the information is not in the report that should be.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves you with the way you message from home, the cooperative, and the Gorham's Marauders.
Do we have enough points for all of them?
Mm-hmm.
I think you do. There are definitely those 4 items to go through.
Okay.
Let's go with Wayland Yutani next.
Okay.
Okay.
This is, I mean, the file itself appears to be actual Wayland Yutani letterhead. If it's almost as if this was a scanned image of the actual memo, typed up and then hand signed, and then dropped in somebody's Dropbox. But basically, it's just a message from some Wayland Yutani board or committee sent to not necessarily Gaius, but the Wayland Yutani contingent of the expedition. And the phrasing, the words that are used they're polite, almost cordial, requesting for information updates and an expressed desire for a profitable return on investment. There's nothing in here specifically stating that the Wayland Yutani contingent is in charge or that all things must go through Wayland Yutani. It's more of, hey, how are things going out there? Really hope this works out for us. Let us know. Can't wait to hear more.
Can I use one of my investigator things to ask, is something out of the ordinary or out of place there?
Yes, but the answer is it seems legit from everything that you can see.
I'm gonna put a little doubt here in Matt's corner.
Are you sure I don't see anything else in this room before I go into it and get eaten by a mimic?
No, I'm putting a doubt in Matt file.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, like Matt was so sure about this.
Yeah. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, as you review this memo several times, it seems like this is just, hey, we want more information. How are things going? What's going on? When can we expect an update? Really hoping for a positive return on our investment. Looking forward to hearing more. Good luck.
Mhm.
Okay. Gorham's Marauders.
Gorham's Marauders. All right, so where are my notes here for them?
I'm gonna be right back.
Yep. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, who had that stress roll? That was Alita. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Why am I not finding that particular answer all of a sudden? Oh, because I'm in the wrong page. Ah. There is it's not from the most recent outing with the Typhoon. It looks like they had a brief outing. So they had their initial outing that took off roughly the same time you guys did the first time. They had a second outing that took off about the same time as you guys did last time. But it looks like they at some point they had something of a short or abbreviated run. In that abbreviated run, they went out and encountered themselves a group calling them. They encountered a group calling themselves Gorham's Marauders. The name sticks out. Gorham's Colony, Gorham's Outpost, whatever the hell it was called. You guys have been there. That's where that one family, the two families that basically hated each other but had to survive together. And they were the only ones that survived after years and years and years on this planet with that big mining haul that you guys managed to bring back. That was Gorham's Colony or what have you. This group calling itself Gorham's Marauders. What is noted is that their true intentions are uncleared, but it seems as though these pseudo-mercenaries are attempting to recover all navigation data leading back to the Middle Heavens, i.e. back home. They don't know, like, it's not clear what the Marauders' true intentions are, but it seems like they're trying to capture all the navigation data.
If they don't know how to go home, I don't know if I want them to know how to go home.
Trying very hard to not let too many cats out of this bag, because this bag's got a few of them in it. I need cats 1, 2, and 6 to come out. The 3, 4, and whatever other numbers I didn't just say need to stay in. Shit, one of them got out.
That one's sleeping. You don't have to worry.
Okay, all right, that one's fine. That little guy right there, we're not gonna worry about that little guy. All right, and then the cooperative. In a similar vein, there is a note about this organization calling itself the Cooperative. And it's not entirely sure what kind of organization it is, just that there is an organization called the Cooperative. It is mentioned in the Typhoon's series of reports that basically 3 main things had happened in one of the Typhoon's runs. One was the encountering the Gorham's Marauders, that they didn't really give a lot of details to how they got away from them or what have you. The colony that they had discovered that was not necessarily an unregistered colony, but not an expected one for you guys in this mission. And then lastly, this mention of the Cooperative. And it's almost as if the Cooperative information is given secondhand, as in it's a report that one of their crew had taken from somebody else. Along the lines of, Joey says that there's a group called the Cooperative. He doesn't really know what they're about, but that they're out there and they might be trouble. We don't know. And unfortunately, there's not much information available insofar as the Cooperative and the Gorham's Marauders are concerned. Excuse me. I believe that was all 7 points of successes there. What would you like to do with this information at this point?
Basically, our entire goal was to just come in and steal their information.
I feel like you've definitely done a bit of a thievery here.
And then we need to just try our butts on back out because
Okay.
we were hacking Wii U is risky,
Yes.
and were doing it while the manager dude was distracted and while
Yes.
Pike and Nina are about to go cause drama.
Yes.
So we
Let's go
I'm
to Nina and Pike and what they're about to do.
yeah, I mean, us sneaking out, if you actually want us to do that, then we'd need to wait for Luke to get back.
We can
But
hand wave,
otherwise,
but you guys make it out of there. I think with the 3 or 4 successes you managed to pull off with mobility and heavy machinery, however many it was total, I think it's fine.
Mhm.
So, Pike and Rodan says Nina. Ah, you see what I did there? Ah!
can I have my Nina character sheet back then temporarily?
Do you not have access to it already?
No, when I made it and then you took it over, it disappeared from where I can see it.
I don't even know how to do that.
Hi.
How to?
I know for a fact that Kane flipped the permission on it. I doubt you didn't.
Kane, you must have done it because I don't know how to do that. I'm sure there's
Do
a
you need
way.
do you need me to fix it?
I just need
oh
to
wait,
see it temporarily if he's
figure
making me
ownership.
play Nina.
Give it to. Just give it. Take her own.
Yeah.
There you go. Can you do it now? Can you access Nina's character sheet? Okay. I realized I could probably just right click on. Oh look, I can right click on it, and it very literally says, like, configure ownership. Like, wow, that was super easy. All right. So I'm going to present the question to you as let me do this. Pike and Nina, you guys link up on the island at some point. Shortly after this conversation with Dudge, he slipped you a 50 to get more vodka from his Russian buddies. He wants the good shit. You know exactly where to go to do all that, of course. My question to you is, as you leave the island and pass your way through the umbilical connection, whatever, to the Illiana, you have a couple of options. You can go into what is otherwise considered and generally known by all as the common areas of the Illiana, or you can make your way into any one of, there's probably an area for all the UN type people and the ICC and UNISC, well, all the other different stupid letter groups. The UPP has their own clearly designated area that it's not marked like official markings. It's just there's Russians standing there watching you as you get closer and closer, and that's how you know that's the UPP area. Same thing on the UA side. A bunch of American types, and by American I mean not just the United States, but Central
the
and South
Americas.
America. Yeah, the Americas. Same thing, and it feels a little weird because both groups kind of like it's almost like there should be some, I don't know, embattlements between the two of them. Maybe some no man's land. Look at that wide open courtyard looking area right there. That kind of feels like if you step the wrong way, a bunch of machine guns are going to start mowing everybody down. A la World War One. I don't know. I've watched too many Siege of Rax videos, okay? So, you've got a few options as to where aboard the Illiana you can head to that are easily identified as everybody hangs out here, certain groups hang out here, but don't over there. Where would you like to go? Bringing Nina with you, as I'm sure Nina is snacking on something, carrying a cup of coffee or some shit.
Nina is actually pulled out her pilot shades and is
Got her aviators on.
and has her hair spiked up. She has short, spiky red hair.
Okay.
Well, I got my list of errands to run. You have your list of errands?
Yep.
Great. I'm starting in UPP land.
As a point of reference, by the way.
I'll be right back.
Okay. As a point of reference, Nina and what's the brother's name? Why am I not remembering it?
Finn.
Nina and Finn are, the way I've been playing them, they're a little suspicious of Heath. There's something of a truce or understanding at the moment. Because between the three of you, whether you want to admit it or not, and effectively you guys have all been working towards the same goal, even though you don't realize you have been, because you have far different methodologies, You're all trying to save Octavia from herself. Nobody calls it that. Nobody looks at it like that. But that's effective what all three of you are doing, and you and your brother are not exactly on the same page, and you and your brother are not exactly on the same page as Heath. But between the three of you, you're all trying to save Octavia from her own self, but nobody knows how to call it that. You're just kind of blambling, blindly in the dark. And that's exactly what it feels like. So with that in mind, not that this is your character or my character, it's a shared character. So however you want to present that towards Pike now, I will try to carry that forward. But you guys have plans, things to do, agendas.
She's is very is a little snarky
Yes,
and
quite
follows
snarky,
Kane
around
into
Blair.
UPP land.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk into UPP land. I'm
Okay.
gonna go look for
Yeah.
that same guy that I bought from last time.
Okay. What is your intent? Are you going strictly in there to get the vodka for Dudge, or are you doing other things at the same time, or as well as, or?
I'm not being subtle about going there. Like, I'm not trying to be like, all right, I'll just like quickly get in and out, and hopefully, like, nobody will notice too much. Like, part of this is to be like the crew of the island is over here and not over there. So, like, he's walking big. He's not walking fast.
You're not making it obvious, but you're not hiding it either.
Yeah, like he's not trying to pick a fight with anybody to start an argument, but he's also being very obvious about walking through there.
You are
Did you
noticed.
tell Nina that this is a distraction mission?
I don't think Pike remembered to.
This would be even more entertaining.
So she's out here following you around because she's suspicious, not because she's trying to make a distraction. Okay.
No, I love it. That's even better. They're not even on
Yeah.
the same page at this point. That's
She
fucking
looks
amazing.
everybody assumes she's your jealous girlfriend because of the way she keeps staring at you like with daggers as she walks a little behind you.
Yes. In fact, this is how this turns out. As you cross the out of the no man's land and into the UPP side of the trench warfare that's going on right
Oh
now.
no, I know what he's gonna do. He's not trying to start an argument. He wants to be very obvious, right?
Uh-huh.
Like he walks over there and he takes off his jacket and throws it over his shoulder to walk in so he can show off that UA sleeve,
Yeah.
that Colonial Marine sleeve.
Yeah, and as soon as you do that and you walk in, and you're not necessarily in a shop or anything like that, you're still out in the open, and a fairly large Russian. Now, when I say fairly large, he's still not as big as you, for obvious reasons, Mr. Elemental.
Yeah.
But when he comes up, you notice his hand does a fair job of putting his hand on your chest to stop you. He says, "What do you want?"
I'm here to give you my money.
You show
Not
me money.
you. Not you, but somebody else here, my money.
I like money. You give me money, and maybe I let you come by. And when he says that, he points. He doesn't point. He looks directly at your sleeve, and he's like, "Yes, you give me money, I let you through."
Nina interjects at about this moment.
Yes, little one.
She is spicy.
You turned it off.
Yeah, you got muted. Zoom muted.
Yeah, so she is angry that this guy is already putting hands on Pike. She may not like Pike, but Pike is her crewmate, and this guy's some random ass nobody. So she turns around and gets all up against this dude's chest, like, you know, like you lean into him.
Too.
Yeah, you know how it is, like when you like put your chest out and then you lean into him. Yeah, she pulls that and goes, "What? Think your vodka is too good to sell to us? Is that where you're coming from?"
We sell vodka to nobody that we don't want to sell. It's just like, why are you so close to me? Step back, please.
She keeps scooting forward until this man takes his hand off of Pike.
Yeah, I think he just like he's not backpedaling. He's maintaining control and decorum. He's just like, this is not normal. Usually when he puts his hand on somebody like this, and mind you, he's not doing it very threateningly. It's more of like, I need you to pay attention to me now. You are too close. You need to step back. Or, you know, he's trying to establish that control zone. And so when Nina comes up and starts pushing on him, he's backing a bit, and now his hand has gone from Pike's chest to her shoulder, because he doesn't want to put his hand on her chest. That would be wrong, right? But he's definitely doing this in a assertive manner. Like, I'm in charge here. you're the guest. You're being a little bit belligerent. I'm going to allow it, but you need to calm down. And that's kind of the message he's conveying, as I can't really
Pike is
say all that in a
Pike
Russian
is just
accent.
Pike is just gonna laugh and say, "Look, I tell you what, I will pay you with her continuing to walk along before she takes your kidneys."
I don't think she could take kidney. I think I would take both her kidneys and beat her with them. But I'm going to allow you through. And he, again, eyeballs the shit out of your UAMC, whatever the hell it is, Colonial Marine Corps sleeves.
Yeah.
And he's just...
Well, as we walk by him, I yell back, "Don't forget to tie your boots strings, you idiot." And then she keeps walking.
He doesn't even look down. He's just like, whatever. But he says it in Russian. I don't know what that would sound like, but that's what he says. He's just
She
like,
curses him out in Russian as she walks by.
oh, you get
Her
an earful.
literally, her description is likes to swear at objects.
Yeah.
I assume she could curse in many different languages.
Yeah.
She curses out his boots.
Yeah. He curses
Not
back.
him, his boots.
Yeah. He curses back at her and corrects her grammar.
She gets a laugh out of him and just flicks him off and kind of chuckles as she continues by.
He's just like, whatever, stupid little girl.
While we
Okay.
continue walking to the guy I'm looking for, I'll look down and be like, "How often do you get punched in the face for that attitude?"
What do you think? I have a spanner and extra teeth.
All right.
All right, you find your guy. Let's call him Boris, because why the fuck not? I don't like playing stereotypes, but sometimes they just make more
No,
sense.
but that's what's great though, right? Like I know neither of us told each other our names, and he gave me a fake one, a really obvious fake one.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, he probably did. Actually, I
Yeah, it's
probably
like-
did, just to make the Boris and Natasha joke.
yeah, like he probably goes by Boris just because he expects I can't remember a name other than Boris.
That might be true. But yeah, you find him, and he is sitting inside like a shop or something, and it's actually not even a shop. It's clearly meant to have been some sort of conference room at one point in time. But because we're very much in the UPP side of things, it as though the local union has taken over this place and turned it into a very much dusty-ish, not well maintained, but very much makeshift bar. Slash liquor store. I don't know what that would actually look like, but
Okay, yeah, sure.
listen, it's the Soviet Union. They'll do whatever they fucking want, as far as I remember. The people, on the other hand, not so much, but you know, whatever. Yeah, so he's seated in a spot. In fact, this is probably more starting to feel a little bit more like Russian mob, because he's over in one corner on a chair with his boots kicked up on the table. There's a couple of empty bottles and glasses and things like that. And he sees you, and he doesn't jump up, but his feet hit the floor. Takes him a second to stand up. There's a little bit of a wobble.
Pike is walking right up to the obvious bodyguards and stopping right there.
Yeah.
To
The
be like,
bodyguards
yeah,
don't move. Like, there's
Yeah.
definitely a few questioning looks, and some of those questions are, do I really want to deal with this guy? I kind of have to deal with this guy, but I don't want to deal with this guy. Nobody says or does anything. Boris stands up. Ah, my old friend, Dovresh. Welcome. It is so good to see you again. My Russian did not come out very well
It's
there.
like, I'm glad to see nobody spaced you yet.
That's such a Russian thing to say.
I've
I'm
got
sorry.
money.
We were talking about this earlier. It just made me think about that.
It's like, I've got money, and I'm hoping you can help me with it.
Ah, well, if you've got money, I've got goods. What? Sorry, let me get the Khajiit out of me.
He can be a Khajiit. We can roll with this.
Well, I have just so many damn pop cultural references in my head that just pop out when I'm not paying attention. He says, here, have seat, have drink. You, short girl, you can have drink too. You are at least 22, right?
She just takes an empty crate off the floor, and starts walking down the alcohol aisle and just putting bottles of alcohol in her box.
Maybe next time you come along, you don't bring that one, huh?
She comes back and sets the box of liquor bottles next to the register and goes, "Yeah, definitely. Love some alcohol."
Yeah,
She
he just chuckles and looks at the guy with a, yeah, no, I hear you.
And the number that comes out of him. So, Dudge gave you 50.
Yeah,
She's
I know
got
it's gonna
at
be way more than
least
50.
$50 fucking worth of booze right here, probably 100. And he
I'm
just
gonna
looks
give-
at
Oh,
you
she
and
pulls
he's
money
like,
out of her pocket. It's
So-
not a problem.
I before we get a price, he's like, the last thing I bought from you, I want to get 2 shells up from that. It's a gift.
this friend of yours you give gift to. Who might they be? And when he says that, he's not waiting for you to respond. He asks that question as he goes off to one side, starts rummaging through a cupboard down near the floor, reaching deep into the back of that cupboard, and comes out with a bottle that definitely does not say Stolichnaya on it, nor does it say Popov or any other Russian vodka that we would know. In fact, it doesn't. In fact, what it has, I want to say it's Shtuka. I think that's the Russian word for hammer, and I remember that because I looked this up once. I may be completely wrong. I remember looking up the word hammer. And I'm just gonna carry this bit because it is. I had a character for a story I was writing years ago. He was a ship captain who would like to have a shot of vodka at the end of the day. He had rules to when he could have this because he's the captain. He's always on duty. And he could only have one shot a day. He could only do it at the end of the day when all the work for the day was done, things like that. And the brand that he drank, whatever the Russian word for hammer is, I believe it's Shtuka, but don't quote me on that. That was the brand of this vodka. So that's what he pulls out. Is this brand of, we'll say hammer, and obviously for those that don't catch it, this is a reference to the hammer and sickle, the communist logo. And he sets it on the table next to the crate full of alcohol. He says, I give you this, but tell me, please, who is this friend? If they are good enough for this kind of vodka, perhaps I should shake their hand.
I'll put $500 on the table while I talk.
He's listening. He's very much listening.
Yeah.
He's a better businessman than that, though. He's not going to be like, "Ooh, you definitely have my attention." He's just like,
Yeah. He's like, Pike says, he's a troubled friend, somebody who's probably like a lot of us out here to escape their previous lives. I don't think he holds a lot of loyalty beyond that that's close and important to him. And I think he's trying real hard to live life that way, and I'm not sure he's being allowed to.
There are so many things wrong with that sentence. I don't even know where to begin. But he takes that $500 and he says something in Russian that it's words that you might recognize, but it's simple things like "Thank you for your contribution to the union of progressive peoples." And he sticks the money in his pocket and makes a gesture and says, "Please take all of the alcohol with you."
He keeps talking, and he's like, "So, you've got yourself a nice little slice of life here. I do have a question, if you don't mind. Is
That
this
would depend on what kind of question you have.
is this your slice, or is this the UPP slice?"
He takes a moment, and I think part of this pause is translating from, like in his head, translating from Russian into English and choosing which words to use. Not sure if those are the right words, etc. But there's probably also a moment of, how do I explain this? And the gist of what he says is that there are some lines being drawn on a map that may or may not represent the silhouette of the Illiana. Not all of those lines are bold yet, but they are being drawn.
Yeah, I have a feeling that what you have here is something that you would like to defend, and what I've got going on the Illiana, or what I've got going on the island, I want to protect what's on the island to be on the island. And I want to make sure that I'm keeping an eye out on the people who aren't there to be on the island.
He gives you that thoughtful look that says, please make a skill roll. You're going to make a skill roll. I'm going to allow you to make whichever skill you feel is appropriate that Pike is capable of making, at whatever level Pike is capable of making. Before you roll, though, tell me what you're rolling, and depending on the situation, I may or may not give you some extra dice.
I think,
Because I need to make up my mind on where does this motherfucker fall on the political spectrum.
yeah, like Pike is Pike is not very good at like he can't read between the lines, but
Yeah,
he
he
knows
asks
when
very
people.
direct questions, and you kind of have.
Yeah, but Pike also like he's got this line right where like if somebody says something confusing to him, he can't read between the lines. We
Mm-hmm.
we had a whole conversation about chess, and Pike didn't pick up on any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But he does know when somebody is not saying like he knows when people are not saying something, and he knows to watch out for tells of people lying, even if
Mm-hmm.
he's not able to infer anything past that.
Right.
And he's trying to give this guy like I think Pike is being pretty obvious of being like, I want to know if you're a UPP hardliner or if you're, and he's trying to convey like, I'm not a UA hardliner. I don't think you're a UPP hardliner. We're both out here trying to make new lives. Let's connect on trying to protect that life from people who are outside trying to fuck with what we have out here beyond that limit.
Okay. Would you like?
So
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would like to argue observation because
Absolutely.
he's looking for the lies. He's looking for him to do something like leave a note or something. He's not going to be able to read in the middle between double talk, but he's also conveyed himself as a pretty potato. Like I'm a pretty direct, simple person.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He just
I think in this case, because you are being entirely aware of your surroundings as you like, I imagine like obviously you didn't really beeline straight here, but you came here pretty directly. But you were also paying attention to where you were, where you had to go to get here, and you kind of knew where things were from the last time you were here. So I'm going to give you, I believe your sniper ability gives you something to add to your observation.
I
I'm not
if
using the right words. I don't know what they
if
are.
I'm looking, I have a talent that if I'm looking for ambushes or danger, I get bonus dice.
Add that. And not because you're in danger of being ambushed, but because you're a little bit more aware of what's going on around you, because that's the whole purpose of you being here. Yes, grabbing all this alcohol is a bonus, but the main reason coming here was doing some sightseeing. As
Yeah, I mean, between Dudge's warning and Pike's immediate suspicion that
mm-hmm,
our Russian mechanic is definitely not a good actor, like he's trying to find somebody on the UPP, like somebody who's UPP affiliated who's not a hardliner,
mm-hmm.
because he sees this opportunity out here as an opportunity, and he does not want the baggage that we all ran away from to fuck up our good thing out here. And
Yep.
he's hoping that this guy is building his own criminal empire or whatever empire he's trying to build here and he's trying to be like, let's protect the lives we're making out here. That's sort of what he's trying to go with. And that is my three successes.
Okay. Would you like to push that?
Sure. I'll take four successes.
So you ask him these questions, these you make these statements, and he listens to everything you have to say. And he, after a moment, looks at his two bodyguards, smirks a little bit, says something in Russian. One of them looks at him and says, he's like, yeah, the do something, 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 something Russian. And so they step outside. And for the moment, it's just the three of you in there. And he goes back into that same cabinet that he pulled the hammer vodka out of. And he grabs a different bottle. And this is clearly not the same high quality sort of vodka that is giving you already. But it's obviously in the same realm, just a little bit lower. And he pulls out some cups. These are just little plastic Dixie cups sort of things. But, they work. At least for a couple shots before they start disintegrating. And he pours drinks for the three of you. And he offers them up,
Mm-hmm.
caps the bottle, sets the bottle back down, lifts his up, and he says something in Russian, and he translates. It is good that you are not dead. Staying alive another day is always a good thing, yeah? He says, cheers, in Russian.
Yeah.
And he takes his drink, waits, I'm assuming that
Yeah.
you're also going to get
Yes.
chased there. Yeah. Sets it down, and he starts to pour another round. He says, I will tell you this. I am a businessman. There are some that only see red and gold. There are some that only see only red and only gold. I'm a businessman. Money is good. As long as you pay your taxes, money is great. Sometimes you have to pay a little bit more, but yeah, you still come out on top at the end, right? Offers another drink.
I drink when he does.
Yeah. So yeah, we do another round. He sets the bottle down. He starts pouring a third round. And he says, there are things in motion, strings that are being pulled from shadow. I would be very careful and very watchful. Where the shadows lie, and to whom the strings are tied, could almost make a poem. Sorry, that's me. Where the shadows lie, and to whom the strings are tied, difficult to discern. Shadows remain, the strings are still tied. Keep your eyes open, my friend, eh? There's up another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, this is some good shit. It's strong. It's potent. By the third or fourth shot, you're like, ooh, I might need to go eat something.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he just sounded like this is nothing, right? Like you saw him stand up. He had a little bit of a wobble. This is probably what he does almost. He's probably what you could consider to be a functioning alcoholic. Happily so, in fact.
He also doesn't have to walk out of here.
No,
so.
he does not. And he does not have to go back through no man's land either, by the way.
Yeah.
So yes, that is his message, that there are definitely strings being pulled from the shadows, but he doesn't give you any specific directions. And it almost seems as though he's not entirely sure of where those shadow string pullers are. Just pointing out that there are, indeed, things moving behind the scenes.
Okay. I think for one of these, like when we get towards the end of the conversation, I guess,
Mhm.
Pike will put up a toast that is to us and ours.
To us and ours. I like this. I like this. May us and out. The grammar does not sound good, but I like it nonetheless. Maybe in Russian it would sound better, and he takes a moment. You see his mouth moving a little bit, like he's trying to find the right words, and he spits something out in Russian. And in the subtitles that nobody else or everybody else can see, we hear, "So long as we all live and not die, today was a good day."
And Heath feels like he has basically declared a tangible alliance with this guy in his own little underworld. Like,
Whatever this local Russian mob thing is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
yeah. He didn't get what he's looking for, but I think Heath is happy that he feels like he's made some sort of alliance in the UPP, and as long as in the UPP section.
Yeah.
So as long as he maintains this relationship, he feels like he might get a warning from this guy if something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good
if
possibility.
and if Heath knows that something is happening, then he's going to certainly try to reach out to this guy as well to be like, hey, when the dust settles, here's the information you need to be ahead of your competitors and make sure you're one of the survivors, you and what's important to you here.
Yep. Yeah. So he offers a fifth and final shot.
He'll take it. Yeah.
Are you
Guys,
taking
people are
it?
going to be drunk.
Okay. Yeah. And this one he just sums it up with, whatever the standard Russian cheers, salute, whatever, good business deals gone well sort of conclusion type cheering. I can't think of the right word, but yeah, he does all that. And then give me what's the fucking
Stamina.
Yeah, stamina. Yeah, give me a stamina check. Let's see who's carrying who home.
Let's see.
Oh my god, really, Pike?
I pushed. We're fine.
Okay, so I'm rolling stamina off of Nina's sheet.
You want to
Is-
reroll that? Or
Is
push it, I
she
should
gonna
say?
push it?
I'm having to scroll because it was misbehaving. Yeah, she would push that.
There you go.
Hey, she's got a success.
Alright, so between the two of you, you definitely stumble your way back to the island.
I'm
Oh, we
not going
def-
back to the island yet.
No, we
Oh.
got trouble to make, bro.
Oh, I
I
apologize.
have
No, we
more-
might drop
I have
off
Well,
more
now that you're
energy.
the
drunk,
box of
causing
liquor.
problems might be super easy.
So the first thing we do is we leave the bottle of liquor by the gate by the dock for the island, and
Okay.
then we go cause trouble because, of course, we need our liquor for later.
Okay. So here's what happened. When you go back to the ship, somebody aboard the ship. Let me take a look at. You like.
No, I call Finn up and make him come get the
Okay.
liquor
Yeah.
for me.
Finn definitely comes. He's like, all right, whatever.
So I
yeah.
call Finn once I get to the dock and just hand him the crate of liquor.
I point at one of the bottles and give that one to Dudge.
Okay.
Tell him it's from me.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'll break your legs.
I don't think it's really necessary for all of that. And he gives you. He gives you one of his lugs. Well, we haven't really gone too much into Finn. Now Finn is the smartass one, if I remember right. You get the Nina version of a angry Finn, or no, that checks out somewhere. You get a very angry look, like you did not have to fucking threaten me, dude. Like I would have just taken it to Dutch. Like, damn, bro, calm your shit. Like it starts off kind of sarcastic, but then he's like clicks. He's
Nina
like, no,
gives
wait,
him
this dude
shit.
literally
Gives
just
Finn
threatened
shit
me.
too. Let's be clear. Nina gives him shit, and then she half-heartedly kicks Pike in the ankles, saying that I'm the only one allowed to give Finn shit.
What's the Kane? You know this because we played it. There was Age of the Rebellion, and there's 2 other titles that go alongside it.
Age of Rebellion, Edge of the Empire, and Force and Destiny.
Are you guys talking about the Fantasy
Somebody
Flight
in
Star
chat
Wars?
was asking about Star Wars in a D&D setting.
Oh, there is a 5th edition play. Somebody did a homebrew of Star Wars in 5th edition.
Yeah, finding Star Wars
but-
in D&D specific is
Yeah, but
probably
that's
not
5th
terribly
edition.
difficult.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And there is actually now that I think about it, there is a D20 Star Wars. It's older. I don't know how up to date or anything it is.
I think that one was Saga.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Fantasy Flight just because it has weird dice.
It does have weird dice compared to what we're used to. Yes. We actually do have a 3 or 4 or 5 episode series on YouTube channel from that. Kane was in there along with Fohammer, Darius, and our favorite Grimdark James. I don't know why I call him our favorite.
Our extended one shot.
Yeah, the extended one shot.
So we drop these off.
Yeah.
And Pike is amused by this exchange, and he's just imagining, like, well, if you're the only one who's allowed to be giving him problems, then I wonder how many times I can hit him with you as a baseball bat. Just like in his mind.
And Finn is just like, ooh.
She totally is like, okay. We can go shopping from the UAA side. I got another half of my paycheck to burn. We can go buy more liquor.
You guys are gonna go to your next mission just absolutely wasted.
Oh, there's something I need to buy
right?
There's something I need to buy in the UA side.
Okay, we can go shopping.
Yeah, shopping. Let's go. Shopping trip.
Nina has warmed up to you because you showed her where to buy alcohol. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to buy coffee this time. Just saying.
What do
It's
we
got to
need?
be one of the things.
You don't want me drinking coffee. As he continues
Yes,
to walk
we
away.
need more coffee. Ooh-doo-doo-doo. She's singing the happy coffee song now as we're walking.
And yeah, we go to the UA side.
The drunk Nina is singing that I like coffee song.
I like coffee. I love coffee. I like coffee. That's all. And imagine it's with a slight bit of drunken slur as well, and not very well rhythmically.
Mm-hmm.
Like missing every other beat or so.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
All right, so sorry, I was and I don't want to say dealing with chat, but I was definitely attending to chat. Where are we going? We're going to the UA equivalent of where you guys were just at.
You'll go to the UA side.
Okay. So on the UA side, it should be noted that strangely enough, it's not easily apparent that there is the UA equivalent of a bar/liquor store. It's actually a little weird. You would think Americans, and when I say Americans in this context, I mean North, Central, and South, you would think we'd love to drink. You would think there would be signs telling you, if you like drinking like we do, come this way. Part of American is Texans, and I know Texans like to drink. At any rate, it's not easy to find.
I'm not looking for liquor here.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to get a tattoo.
A tattoo. Okay, I propose to you thus: if
I
you want
also
to get a
don't.
tattoo,
I also didn't want to get poisoned, so I went to the UA side.
no, see, on Soviet Russian side, tattoo, you give tattoo poison. No, wait, that came out really wrong. Weird. Um, on the UA side, I propose to you this: it'll take you probably like an hour or two to find something. But if you want to make an observation roll to kind of represent asking around and getting pointers and, hey man, where can somebody jab me with a needle repeatedly to put a design? Yeah, see, you're already
You
rolling
know,
dice.
so I feel like what Pike's strategy for that is going to be, because again, he's got the jacket off, so he's showing off
Yeah.
the colonial marine tattoos. He's going to walk around and look for those UA guys who are like hardline nationalists, but they didn't serve.
Okay.
To just sort of like walk in and watch, wait for that one person who looks like they're super excited to do a little like
Are you
weird
wait?
minor
Hold
hero
on. Are
worship.
you looking for the guys? I almost joined the military too.
No, I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm looking for the
He's
very
looking for
eager.
the
I'm looking for
military
the
equivalent of badge bunnies.
No, he's looking for he's looking for the over eager thank you for your service with accompanying questions.
There's a part of me that really wants to throat punch you right now.
There's a part of me that wants to throw punch myself right now.
Okay. All right. As long as we have that understanding.
Yeah, no, it's awful. But he's gonna look for one of them and he's gonna give them a little. He's gonna get. Okay, I just got added, and if you're here watching, which it seems like you might be, I'm not ignoring you. I'm gonna wait till the end of the stream before responding to you.
Sorry, that just
Uh,
to be clear, he asked a question specifically for you, and I didn't want to derail anything, so I told him
sure,
just join
sure.
us
No,
on the
no.
Discord and
Yeah, no,
handle it there.
100%. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just
Yeah.
to be polite to Omar, I'm gonna wait till the end of the stream.
Yep.
Um, but he's gonna look for that guy and he's gonna answer, one or two of his burning curiosity questions and then follow up with, where's a fella gotta go to get a tattoo around here?
Well, you've got two choices, and one of them is just not good. So really, you only have one choice. The one guy, he kind of he kind of jerks a thumb over his shoulder. That guy right there could probably stick you with something, but you're definitely going to want a lot of iodine, and I don't think that's going to work well with the ink. I got a buddy of mine, and he looked at his watch or what have you, and he's like, he's working right now. But if you come back in a couple hours, he could hook you up. What are you looking to do?
I gotta get some memories put on my body.
Okay. When he says that, there's a hanging question mark.
He'll pull up his shirt and like down one side of his ribs, he'll have like a name and then sets of initials under it.
Okay.
And one of the names on there is is Tambatam.
Okay.
And there's some initials under Tambatam.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I need to add to the scroll.
All right. Yeah, he can do that. Listen. Excuse me. So we don't really do cash specifically. Usually, it's like a little bit of cash and a little bit of something else. When he says that, there's a weird moment where he kind of licks his lips and he looks at Nina, and he's like, no. And he's like, if you bring like $50 and I don't know, toilet paper and some alcohol, that'll probably make it a good deal. Unless you want something really big, you just want like on the ribs, right? Just add some detail.
It's not big.
Okay, yeah. They got $50 some toilet paper because these fuckers don't know how to recycle around here. And let me tell you, the idea of recycling toilet paper is disgusting. But you know what? It's better than not wiping your ass. Sorry, I totally cuffed that one.
He's like, I think I can make that work.
Yeah, so basically $50, a couple of maybe like a case of toilet paper and like some alcohol just for the shits and giggles, And he's like, yeah, just maybe here at 10 o'clock tonight. Gets off his shift and we can set something up.
Sure, can do. I got a few other things to do, but I'll see you at 10.
All right. Luke, are you around or are you still off somewhere else? He's been muted for a hot minute. There he is. Still muted though. There he is.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't realize I had it on like minimize, so I could see you guys' face, but I just didn't realize that I wasn't there.
Actually, so I think we're at a fairly good moment here where we can kind of recap and or plan for the next stage. When you do the tattoo thing, is there anything in particular you're looking for, or is this kind of sightseeing there as well, or what's the deal?
Like he's also doing a little sightseeing. He's trying to get an idea of like how these people who want to be UA concentrated.
Okay.
He's trying to figure out like a feel for like I don't want to say why they're organizing as UA because that seems pretty obvious, but like, is part of that organization because the UPP is doing it, or are they doing it because they're trying to do sort of um like they're trying to collectively protect each other? Are they trying to hoard and share resources with each other? Like
Okay.
he's trying to get a feel for like what are these UA
Like
like and
what's
whether or not
preempted
that's going to
this?
be yeah, and like how is that going to maybe or maybe not be helpful to Pike given that right now he's currently planning a homicide.
Okay. Cool. Nina, anything alongside that? Or are you just along for the ride?
And we can buy coffee and shit.
Um, she's definitely gonna have us grab coffee, paper, and ink on the way back to the ship.
Okay. And then for Luke,
When we get to the ship, she's
yes.
going to be printing some things, and then when they come back, it's going to be a bottle of liquor, $50, and a stack of inappropriate magazines.
Oh dear God.
Nice.
Drunk Nina is a very different animal than sober Nina,
Oh my
and she is
God.
perfectly happy to set up an illicit printing press.
Yeah,
All
like
right,
we do
for
that and then
Luke,
come back
before
at
we
10.
before we forget about Luke,
Okay.
your meeting continues for an hour or two after we last
Mm-hmm.
left it. Arguments start a few times. Every time an argument goes more than about a minute, minute and a half, Gaius does another table thump, gets everybody's attention, and pulls everybody back on track. You probably end up feeling kind of like God, what is the word I'm looking for here? You feel like he's done this before or been subjected to this
Mm-hmm.
before is probably more accurate. That people have tried
Mm-hmm.
to eat up his time or and maybe not necessarily because they were trying to eat up his time, but because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing themselves and lacked their own, self discipline or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes apparent towards the end of this meeting that while it is continuing and taking up time, it's obvious that he's dealt with people in the past. This is not his first rodeo, and that your efforts of confusing or adding to the problem probably not as effective as you would have liked. But there are a few things you learn. Number one, the Typhoon has gone out and come back a few times in the time that you guys have gone out and come back twice.
Okay.
Their missions have been fairly successful. No major issues or anything of that nature. They did encounter a colony that they were not expecting, one that was not on any registry that this expedition had. But for all intents and purposes, it seems like this colony is doing fairly well and will be later reintegrated into um, the mother mission protocols as far as like reestablishing contact and all that. There is mention of two different groups that may or may not be, it is still unclear, but may or may not be local belligerent operatives or operational agencies or what have you. One of them is the Gorham's Marauders. They appear to be somewhat mercenary. They appear to have some sort of strategic goal relating to the collecting navigation data leading back to Earth, but specifics are still unknown or undiscovered. Like we haven't quite like nobody's really figured out exactly what they're doing. Another group calling itself the Cooperative. This group, the it is known that there is a group called the Cooperative, but the specifics are still unknown. This information comes mostly secondhand. Somebody talked to somebody else who knew about this group, but that person didn't have a whole lot of information, and they have not had an opportunity to follow up on it
Mm-hmm.
yet. Lastly, towards the end of the meeting, Gaius gives you some detail as to your next series of orders. And to wit, the Illiana will be moving alongside the island to a specific star system that, frankly, I can't recall the number off the top of my head. Basically, you guys are going to be the advance party for a new colonial effort. This will be the primary colony administrative center, so to speak, for the Stellar region. So basically, you're going to be setting up the local capital for all intents and purposes. You guys will be the ground party that will bring one of the atmospheric processing stations down from orbit and get the colony up and running once the Illiana shows up. So basically, you guys are going to go out, you're going to do a little bit of scouting around the area and figure out where exactly the colony is going to be on the planet, and then you're going to bring everything down and get everything set up. Okay. From there, you guys will then take off to your last colony that you set up, the Salty Signals, and then you will follow up with another system that, frankly, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what it is without looking deep into my notes.
Okay.
But basically, he gives you your marching orders, and that you have until effectively noon the following day to complete whatever rest, repair, and refit that you need to do. Obviously, during that time, your ship is just being loaded, and he gives you a manifest. It is a lengthy and very well-detailed manifest. You're getting all kinds of shit. It's almost as if it's a total rehash of the last time you came back and went to go do another colony setup mission. It's a lot of shit. A couple dozen extra colonists that are going to serve as the colony's administrative command crew. All of the shit. Your ship is just going to be loaded with people and things and stuff and crap.
Things and stuff.
Yeah, just so much stuff. And it's all projected to be finished by noon tomorrow, which, from your current standpoint, which is a few hours behind everybody else at the moment, is about 18 hours or so. So it's like roughly 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. For Pike and Nina, it's closer to 6 because they went out and had a few drinks with a Russian dude. Got some good information there. For Octavia and Alita, you haven't heard anything yet. You know they went out to do things. They went and did the time crime heist stuff, but you don't know how that went because you haven't had a chance to meet up with them. Exactly. That said, looking at the time, it's a smidge early, but I feel like this is a good spot to hold here for the night. Unless there's anything that anybody feels like they should be able to knock out before we wrap up.
I feel like I should make a crafting check using heavy machinery real quick.
Sure. What are you trying to make? This printing press? Is that a yes?
Jeez. I mean, there's probably printers on board. You could just be reappropriating the printer on board.
That's a lot of dice to get, not a 6. Yeah, I think what happens is you while you're out and about in a drunken sort of scrambling across the Illiana, picking up spare bits of things here and there, you come back to the ship while Pike is waiting for the 10 o'clock appointed hour to come and go. You take one of the active printers and you make some adjustments. And now you're able to, you have, instead of a 3D printer, you have an old school Xerox that can just print out all kinds of paper in all sorts of way in a fairly short and very efficient manner.
She is dying, cackling, also drinking still while setting up those magazines and making highly
imagine there's like a
montage.
Mags. Yeah, there's probably like a montage of you coming in and taking over one of the science bays, or workshops actually, or whatever they call it on the ship.
Giggling to
I would like to, if it's cool with you, I'd like to take this as a bonding moment for these two characters.
Oh yeah,
Pike would absolutely help make nudie mags.
Right? She thinks it's a great commodity to sell off to people and trade with.
Warren, as you leave your meeting with Gaius, your PDAP starts pinging or vibrating or whatever. And when you look at this notification, it's from Marty, one of your service bots or whatever working Joe androids that barely have a face.
Okay.
And the message in its very much automated format indicates that your 3D printer has been unauthorizedly repurposed as a printing press. And when you return to your ship, Go ahead.
Any word on the contents of this printing press?
No, it just says print. That's all the message indicates. It doesn't say anything about what it's being used for or what is being printed, just that it has been repurposed, and it uses quotation marks around the word repurposed.
Just so we're clear, Marty is currently hanging from the ceiling of the science lab by his ankles after being tied up there because he was trying to interrupt me in the middle of printing.
I need you to make a close combat roll. I'm sure you'll get it. You keep it together, and I'm not even about. Actually, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna see what kind of close combat response Marty has, because this is the female identifying.
It doesn't matter.
Ooh. How many total successes did you have? 3? Yeah, you win.
It's still strung up to the ceiling.
It's still. Listen. In fact, I think if anything, this is what happens. Marty comes in and interrupts, right? And you're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Marty's like, "Unauthorized access, unauthorized alterations, unauthorized whatever." And you're like, "Fuck off, you stupid robot." I don't think because it's me. I don't think you say robot. I think when it comes out is robot because you're half drunk, and I think the word robot
Toaster.
is funny.
She had toaster.
You called it a toaster? Jerome Blake would like to know your location, but we'll talk about that another time.
You know what makes this extra good, right? Because I had already been like, because I thought it would be great for Pike to be here to help with that. Like, he comes in after Marty's been strung up, but now Marty's programming says Marty needs to leave the room, and Marty can't leave the room. So now she's stuck in this cyclic programming loop of must protect printer, must not be in room with Pike, and just like
I think that's what happens. I think
loop.
that's what happens. So unauthorized access, unauthorized alteration. The robot starts trying to like gently, non-confrontationally stop you, and you're like, "Fuck off, robot! Fuck off, robot! Fuck off, robot!" And finally, all right, that's enough. You guys go into a bit of like a little bit of fisticuffs. There's some grappling. It's not very pleasant. It's not very smooth because you're not a combat operator or anything like that, and neither is this fucking robot who's simply trying to stop you from doing whatever you're doing. It loses, gets strung up.
Nina is a 5 strength character.
Sure.
Doesn't mean she's good at grabbing people, though. Just means that once she does finally get her hands on,
handles them like a piece of machinery.
What was Marty's strength? Well, Marty has strength 7, but doesn't have any close combat abilities. So you're fighting servos, and you hear the servos grinding against you. Eventually, you just end up hog-tying this thing and stringing it up over a rafter, and then it's like. And basically, the robot is like must defend or must correct alterations, must self-extricate, must correct alterations, must self-extricate, must leave room, must leave room, must leave
room. Yeah. About this point,
I like Pike walks in. You finish stringing this thing up, and he walks in. And he's. Like when he went on the station, he was intentionally wearing like a sleeveless shirt so he could show off the whole thing. But now that he's back on the ship and he's going in there to help you, he's going to change shirts back to the regular t-shirt he's been wearing. So he's going to take off one shirt to put on the other in here and then sit down to help you with the printing thing.
Well, no. She'll just look at you and go, shirt, take your shirt, and then stuff it into the mouth of said robot to make it shut up.
Now all you hear is must leave room, and it's just muffled around a mouthful of shirt.
So what happened here?
Matt is gonna have a field day when he gets back to us.
Warren, I have to note you get another notification. It's an automated alert sort of notification, and it absolutely says Marty. It says Android Joe. What is it? Fuck. Working
Joe.
Thank you. Working Joe identified as Marty in distress, physical distress, restrained. It doesn't give any more detail than that, by the way. And I imagine at this point you're probably like a few hundred yards away from your dock to go to your ship.
Yeah, that is horrifying. This is like, is anything else going wrong? Is the Marty thing the only thing that's going wrong? What is going on with Marty?
And nobody's answering you. Everybody's kind of fucked off right now. Like your entire crew, if they're on the island, they're fucked off in their quarters or whatever. They're not paying attention to any like communications you're sending them. If they're on the Illiana, they're either with you or they fucked off to somewhere else on the Illiana.
Right.
They're on leave.
Very concerning. Very concerning.
Yeah, I like the idea. Pike sits down and just sort of like hooks a thumb over and is like, "So what happened here?"
Must leave room. Must leave room. Must leave room.
Well, I mean, so, you know, we clearly need trade goods. And I thought, what better trade goods to make than a bunch of magazines, you know? She snickers.
I mean, only for
So,
titty mags.
It's only
exactly,
part of the
right?
oldest
Gotta
industry
have the
ever.
titties.
Okay, no, yeah, this is good.
Yeah. So we got this great 3D printer. Nobody's gonna notice if I repurpose it for a day, and then this one over here tried to spoil it, and then it wouldn't shut up and leave, and I'm not a hacker like my sister is, and stringing it up like a cow seemed like a good idea.
And
Well,
I want to imagine
it's
also,
just a
by the way,
stupid toaster, anyways.
I just want to imagine.
Exactly.
I just want to imagine not only
My
is the
coffee
stupid thing,
pot's smarter than this.
not only is this working Joe like hogtied and strung up over a rafter, but it's slowly rotating as it says.
Play some music to cover up the sound of the working Joe muffling.
Warren,
You know,
I will give you a
when
chance. Is there anything you want to do? We started with you a little bit, and we kind of, I don't want to say we wandered off. We definitely went around. I don't want to leave you out there. What do you got, man? You got anything you want to do here?
No, I think I'm gonna reserve that for the disciplinary actions whenever I find out what's actually happening. But I don't think he's gonna actually know what's going on, where Marty is, or anything
I
else,
think
or
we end. I
coordinates.
think we end the session as you are crossing that final threshold to back, to where you're physically back on the ship, and there's Pike on his way out again to go get his tattoo, and you're like, "That vodka smell?"
Oh no, there's one very important question.
Oh, what's
So
up?
Okay.
if we're leaving to go get this tattoo as the final scene, because I assume Nina's coming with me.
Okay.
So we're walking out with 2 boxes full of stuff. Are we leaving Marty exactly as are we just leaving Marty in the lab hogtied?
One, you are still shirtless, and two, yes, we are.
Okay. I'll just have my jacket on, just my open jacket on while I'm carrying this box. I'm just walking out without a shirt on.
And there's Cap, who took a very, excuse me. So yeah, Captain Warren takes a long time. Maybe at some point he just stops off and grabs some food, hangs out, watches like a rebroadcast of some sporting event before he goes back to the ship. I don't know. And so the timing
I
is
see
weird, but
those two leaving.
yeah,
Yeah.
you leave. You
Yeah.
see them leaving.
And you get the polite captain.
You also get a
They
whiff of
both reek
vodka.
about vodka.
Yeah, you definitely get a
Nina,
whiff of vodka off of them.
what do you got there?
Finishing a shopping trip.
Trade goods.
I got a tattoo artist lined up in UA land.
Okay. All right. Have either of you seen Marty?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Um, before Nina walks off, she takes the magazine out, rolls it up so you can't actually see what's on it, tucks it in Matt's jacket pocket, and then keeps going.
I will look at that maybe a little bit later. But I will attempt to find Marty at some point. Yes.
Marty is in whichever workshop you go into next, and she is strung up, over a rafter beam or something. She is hogtied, so her ankles and her wrists are all bound together, and from that single binding is the rope up and over a rafter beam or something of that sort. And she has got a
Equipment
t-shirt
left
sticking out of her
point.
mouth,
Slowly spinning with her shirt.
slowly spinning around. Now, when you enter, she's not saying anything anymore, because maybe some sort of vocoder coding is like, no, the need to speak at this point is irrelevant. So it stopped talking,
And Captain's here.
and the captain's here, and so now it's just spinning. And as it turns towards you, like where her face would be and her eyes are, they lock eyes on you, and it does that weird. Her eyes stay on you for as long as her body allows her to, as they continue to slowly spin. And we roll credits at that point, because I think that's just fucking hilarious. This image that I've painted.
You hear in the end credits, instead of music, it's just the one knife being unsheathed and then like rope or something being cut.
The
Yep.
sawing of rope.
and a thud. Let's talk experience points.
Okay.
Zelwood, by the way, thank you for that comment. The pacing was thank you, sir. Friend. I don't know what your gender is. I shouldn't sir yet. All right, let's talk about experience. Did you participate? Absolutely, you did. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agendas?
I would like to
I
say
did.
I did.
Okay, I heard I did. Obviously, Pike did. What? Octavia well, Nina's not really a player character per se.
Well, I feel like I played Nina, so she did actually technically risk something for her personal agenda, but I should get credit for that.
I will allow that because I'm gonna go in here and take Nina back under
Her
my wing.
agenda is I never back down. She got up in that dude's face.
She did.
I was really kind of hoping he was going to try to punch her. That was going to break his ass over my knee.
I thought about it, but it's tattoos, bindings, and hacking a 3D printer. No, that sounds about right. You kept up.
Right. Matthew's personal agenda is integrate Pi back into society, and at the most of what he understands, Pike went into Gen Pop to actually hang out with people.
I mean, if that's what Warren's understanding is, then yeah, that's exactly what he did.
Letting Pike socialize unsupervised is absolutely a risk.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I was wondering what you guys' opinion on that one was, but that's pretty much a huge risk, and
Yeah.
I don't know any better.
I will
You
allow
signed
that
out
just for
with
shits and
Nina.
giggles. I will allow it because this was a really good episode, I think, and you guys did learn some interesting factoids. Even though not all of you learned all the same things in, yeah, I
The
know
same
what I'm trying to
order?
say. Yeah. Did you risk your life for your buddies? I don't think we really had a whole lot of life risking going on. The closest we had was a robot being strung up.
It was hilarious. I also love that the one person who could have walked in that room who would have given less than 0 fucks about the condition of that android is the one that came in and was like, man,
Whatever.
fuck that toaster.
All right. Challenge or stand up to your rival.
I do not have a rival.
We talked about that briefly.
Octavia has not fucked with Matt today.
No.
Nope.
No,
And Matt has
she was
not
focused.
screwed with Octavia either.
That's right. You guys took each other as rivals. All right, panic rolls. We had a couple. I believe Alita made a panic roll. I think.
Alita won.
I know Octavia made one.
And Octavia made one. Did Pike?
I don't think I pushed rolls, but I don't think I made any panic rolls. I don't
And
think I got
Warren,
any
your
face
one
huggers.
chance to gain stress miraculously didn't.
Yeah, nope, not for me.
Which, especially given the context in which you gained that stress, or could have gained that stress, really should have gained stress, but I decided to play that one a little bit looser. Did you overcome a dangerous event? I don't think we had any dangerous events. We got close, maybe.
I think the going deep into UPP land with just an angry mechanic to talk to a mob boss about where his loyalties lied in his own den, where oh my god, like a lot of violence.
You might have a
happen
point
there.
if you knew all of that about the mob boss thing before going in.
He did.
Did he know that he had some sort of connect? Well, he's not really a mob boss, but definitely has connections.
He wants to be.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to assert himself as some sort of power player.
That's why Pike went back to that guy in particular instead of shopping anywhere else for alcohol. He was like, I need to make an alliance, and that guy is a dangerous dude. He's he's probably trying to get connected and set something up.
You make a point. I will allow it this time. Perhaps I'm being too generous. We will see in the future.
Hey, look, I can make an argument that us going into and hacking for information that we all need has the potential of us getting into a lot of trouble. So technically, I think Alita and I could have qualified for that.
I will give you that one too, because you could have gotten some bad rolls, even though you had a 7,000 dice to throw.
It was almost a bad roll.
I know, 13 dice and no sixes.
Hey, look! I got Alita an extra point of XP.
Yeah, Alita gets that XP. See, panic roll, violent. Significant discovery. Everybody, yes. Everybody, all player characters, all 5 of you, 4 of you, however many there are. I know. Listen, for my viewers, you might be like, well, there's only 3 players. Yes, but there are, some of them have 2 player characters. Luke, in particular, and then Rodance, kind of.
Technically has 3.
Technically, but they also only count as halvesies and only when they count for her.
And to be fair, Alita is mostly delegated to sitting in the
In the mess hall.
cafeteria,
she is a
listening to two people argue.
She is a cornbread connoisseur.
That is absolutely a way to phrase it.
She's got to keep that 5 strength up.
Yeah.
This is also true. Let's see. Any extraordinary actions?
I don't know. There was some opportunities for some silly shit I did not do.
Oh, there wasn't just opportunities. There was absolutely some. There was a robot strung up in the rafters, for fuck's sake.
That was pretty funny.
I think Alita completely disregarding her oath to being a law enforcement person and going, I'm gonna help the
I'm gonna help
crew
commission a crime.
to
Yeah.
completely do the crime together.
You know, but the
It's
thing
kind of
is, like,
incredible.
was that really a crime, given the context of what Alita probably understood the situation is? And the reason why I bring that up is because
Yeah.
coming out here on this mission, that was the law-abiding part. But then being told, Wei Yu is really in charge here, and you will answer to me, blah, 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 whatever, that starts getting into the, that's not entirely legal / what this is supposed to be. Let me go
The
find out what's
warrant.
really going on to prove or disprove that statement, or to use as evidence against when the time may come. Now it's definitely makes sense that this is part of her investigatory process.
Now, I'm willing to bet that if Alita had a sit down with Tam and said, was my acquisition of this information for my investigation legal, Tam would say no.
Tam would absolutely say no,
True.
because gained through illegal means.
That is the commissioning of a crime, unless
Yes.
she's trying
I
to make
think
her new
it's
life as a law enforcement officer.
and I think the thing here is that her like buddy relationship with Warren and him being kind of her superior in a lot of ways was kind of shaken by this because from her understanding everything was just like up and up, and he was like acting weird this whole time since like getting on this shit pretty much.
Yeah.
So like this is like step 1. This is the new counter.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how all of this plays out as we move forward. I particularly enjoyed this session a lot because I got to give you guys some major pieces that hopefully will get put together into a puzzle that forms an image that makes sense at some point in the future.
Pike's put enough tinfoil.
That is the look, by the way, of a cat parent wondering what their cat just did.
Pike has put enough tinfoil on his hat that it's too heavy, and now he's just eating tinfoil.
I mean, but then Warren puts tinfoil on his glasses, so he can't see anything.
Yeah, Pike is convinced. Pike is convinced, 100%. And every time something happens, no matter what it is at this point, he sees it as proof that he's right, that our Russian mechanic is a spy and an asshole and is there to fuck us. And every time he deals with UPP stuff out there, he's like, all right, great. There's a UPP conspiracy. We got to deal with this. I'm going to have to kill some people. And in his mind, he's like, in order to protect our ship, I'm going to have to murder our mechanic. He's actively planning a homicide to murder our mechanic.
And I love how this
I will
has
keep that
gone
in
from
mind.
It's got to be the Russians to it must be the Russians. Oh, there's
I
a
have
Russian
to
mechanic
say
on our
there's a
ship.
problem with this.
Sorry?
Because one, Dudge is the navigator who is a 3-world citizen empire who was in the military police, got in trouble, was ran out, ended up in the UPP where he married a woman and naturalized. It's Davor Koblenz, who is the Russian UPP through and through from a worker org.
Yeah, that's the guy I want to murder.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
murder
so you want to kill Davor, not Dudge.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The mechanic.
Also, you should really try switching Nina to your position because she is also a mechanic and works side by side with this guy.
Yeah, but he's trying. He's got to figure. He's putting together a plan because he thinks that this guy is a bad actor and out to get us, and we need to get rid of him. And he's convinced. He's convinced. And his biggest proof is Dudge right now. He thinks Dudge is hiding from UPP agents on the Illiana, and he's hoping that maybe Dudge will like appreciate a friendly homicide.
In order to gain your goodwill and trust, I offer you this dead body.
I offer you this dead foe.
It's also very reminiscent of what a cat would do, but I digress.
I never said Pike was a good guy. He doesn't know.
We have established that Pike is not a good guy. We
Look,
very clearly established
Look,
that
Pike is a
long
cat.
ago.
Look, murder is his love language. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
What'd your cat do?
Oh, he's just mad because I cleaned his eye boogers off.
Oh,
You know. All right.
Let's be clear. It needed to happen.
It's
Oh, wow.
disgusting. Love it. All right.
Cats.
Feedback, outro comments. Rodance, what do you got?
Well, I thought it was fun to actually get to play Nina for the first time in 18 sessions.
Mm.
So
I'm really hoping that Nina becomes good friends with Pike.
I think they should date because it would be hilarious.
I want to be clear. I'm picturing Pike somewhere in the neighborhood of like 7 feet and Nina something like 4.5. I know that's a bit short and probably unrealistic.
She's probably
measurement
about
for
5.
It's 5 foot. But still, there's a couple feet between the two.
I'm trying to. That's just a minor climbing challenge.
She just sees him.
She doesn't have to. She
Sees him
doesn't
as
have
a
to
more
climb him.
entertaining jungle gym.
She doesn't have to climb him. Just take him out of the knees. Luke, what do you got for feedback, outro comments?
I think this went overall quite well for what was essentially going to be a party wipe if we all did really badly.
It wouldn't have gone that badly, though. You guys have so many dice to throw at problems and tests.
Look, if
okay.
if the hacking part, if Team Hack or if Team Heist got caught and thrown in the brig, and Matt got in trouble and he got thrown in the brig, Pike would have just shot his way to the brig or died trying. Like
It would have been hilarious to see happen.
It would have been a whole thing.
it would have been a whole fucking. The worst thing for the ship would be to put our crew in the brig. Pike can't kill everybody.
And you think that Matt wouldn't just choke out a guard for like trying to take him into the brig?
I just want to point out, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm going to interject. I want to point out, by the way, no, you're right. Pike can't shoot his way through. He can't kill everybody to get through this, or whatever it was you just said. Not with that attitude, sir.
Like I know that Pike has limitations. Pike doesn't believe he has limitations.
Pike doesn't understand the word limitations. Let's be honest. It's got 3 syllables in it. No, limitation. No, it's 4 syllables.
Yeah, are you sure you're the one?
You hush. All right, Kane, you got anything you want to add? You already had a little bit there, but you got anything official for your feedback, outro comments?
No, I'm real interested to see how this goes because Pike really does want to make sure that our Russian mechanic is dead before the next time we come back to the Illiana.
I've got ideas to play off of that one, but I will hold them in my pocket for now. That is it for us here tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you're new here, Zellwood, not singling you out specifically, but I'm specifically singling you out. There is a lot of history to this show, and you can find all of that history on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/@Omar Krieg. You can go there and find Along the Frontier, which is about 40 episodes of 2 to 3 hours of roleplay craziness,
43.
shenanigans. How many?
43.
43. 43 episodes that all predates this Beyond the Frontier, which is our second season / campaign arc, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to watch all of that. If you do, what I recommend at the very least is watch all of the Beyond the Frontier. Watching Along the Frontier is an entirely separate campaign. It starred many of the same characters that were here tonight and a few others.
But it's so much darker.
Very much darker, and with and lots of guns and aliens.
And more characters amongst the 3 of us.
There were definitely more characters.
And most importantly, the Pike Evader.
I remember the Pike Evader. Oh man, that was such great times. Yeah. Anyway, you can watch all of our previous videos, all our content, all of my role-playing content, and a lot of my video game content that I have are on the YouTube, so you can check that out as well. In the meantime, we are going to get out of here. Stay safe out there, my friends. It is a crazy dark world out there. So make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. As for me and mine, we are out of here. See you next time. Have a good one.